proceed further, may I request all the students to please ensure that their mobile phone is either on switched off mode or on silent mode. Good morning, one and all present here. A heartfelt welcome to all our esteemed guests, dignitaries, and students. We welcome you to HR Conclave 2025, HR Excellence and People Analytics, leveraging data for smarter HR decisions. On this momentous occasion, I, Kashish Prajapati,
and I, Swati Singh,
welcomes you all to the Narayana Business School, the place where ordinary becomes extraordinary, where power to change the world reside within each and every one of you.
In today's fast evolving corporate world, data is not just an asset, it's a game changer. The HR function, once driven by intuition and experience, is now being revolutionized by people analytics. This conclave aim is to provide platform for knowledge sharing, institutional experience, and network opportunities. Today's event is more than just a discussion, it's an opportunity to explore how people analytics is reshaping HR strategies. Let's engage, learn, and reimagine the future of HRs and where the data empowers decision but people drives impact. Once again, we welcome you to Narayana Business School and to a day of knowledge, collaboration, and innovation.
Today, we have with us Mr. Harjeet Khanduja sir, Senior Vice President HR at Reliance Jio Infocomm Limited. We also have with us Mr. saHil sir, HR Leader and Influencer. We have with us Mekhola Ganguly, SGM HR Business Partner at Welspun. Mr. Sundeep, Mr. Kshatriya Sundeep Singh, Head People and Culture. We are honored to have you all with us today.
We are also grateful to the Federation of World Academics for their support in making this conclave a bridge between academic knowledge and industrial transformation. Your commitment to intellectual collaboration is truly commendable. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to Education Post News, EPN, our esteemed media partner, for amplifying this discussion and ensuring that these valuable insights reach a wider audience.
Before we proceed further, let us enlighten our minds and souls by commencing the auspicious journey of academics with the worship of Goddess Saraswati. We request all the dignitaries, Mr. Harjeet sir, along with Amit sir and Sundeep sir, please come on stage for the lamp lighting. I request everyone to please be seated on their places. Now, I request everyone to please be stand up on their places. you everyone. Please be seated. I'm honored to stand before you today as a proud student of Narayana Business School, India's first business school with sustainability by two visionary academicians, Dr. Amit Gupta sir and Dr. Purvi Gupta ma'am. Over the past 24 years, NBS has nurtured a thriving community, over 10,000 plus NBSs, including faculty, staff, students, and alumni. Each year, we welcome around 540 students from 24 states and union territories, offering them opportunity to learn, lead, and transform. In a dynamic world of business management, our specialized management program. Each year, we, we are proud to share that NBS has recently joined a prestigious network of AACSP and BGA, further strengthening our commitment to a global perspective rooted in Indian dreams.
At NBS, we believe in holistic education, where practical exposure is key to shaping future leaders. Our alumni have marked our just not in the corporate world, but also in startups and SMEs, excelling in roles that demand critical thinking, educational skills, and leadership at the middle management level. As a student of NBS, we are not just learning business. We are being prepared to drive change, create impact, and lead with excellence. Right, Kashish?
Right. Now, allow me to introduce you all to the team of speakers today. Some leader manage people, great leader inspires them. Today, we welcome such visionaries. Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to Mr. Harjeet Khanduja, a distinguished HR leader, author, and TEDx speaker, an IIT Roorkee alumni, and Senior Vice President of HR at Reliance Jio. Sir has shaped people strategies across Tata Motors, Nicholas Panamal, Reliance Retail, and Enthilio Healthcare Solutions. His contributions have earned him prestigious accolades, including HR Leadership Award. I will request you to please come on stage. Thank you so much, sir.
Some leaders manage people, others inspire transformation. Today, we welcome one such trailblazer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Sahil nayaR sir, a dynamic HR leader and a people strategist. He brings over a decade of expertise in shaping modern workplaces. With vast experience in the real estate sector and a strong academic foundation in law and management, Sir has been recognized with the Corporate Social Influence Award and a Distinguished Leader for Global HR Excellence. A TEDx speaker, guest lecturer, and a thought leader, he continues to inspire the HR community. He also runs a podcast channel named HR Bites. We are honored to have him with us today. Give a big round of applause for Sahil nayaR sir.
Like to I would like to call on his son to please felicitate him. big round of applause. Thank you, sir. I request Harjeet sir to please come on stage.
Some small glitch at last moment, sir.
Can we have a big round of applause? Thank you so much, sir. Great workplaces aren't built by policies. They are shaped by leaders who inspires, empowers, and transform. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mrs. Mekhola Ganguly ma'am, a dynamic HR leader redefining HR workplaces culture, currently the senior GM and HR business partner at Welspun 1. She has previously shaped people strategies at Cipla, Mahindra, and Tata Communication. Her outstanding contribution have earned her prestigious accolades including the Dynamic HR Women Leader Award, Leader in Employee Wellness, Laureate in HR Award, and recognition among the top 10 Global Women in Excellence Award. With her passion for people development and strategic leadership, we are honored to have her with us today. Give a big round of applause for ma'am. I request Dr. Purvi ma'am to please come on stage to felicitate her. Can we have a big round of applause?
Thank you, ma'am. Great leaders don't just build organization, they build people. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Kshatriya Sundeep Singh sir, an accomplished HR leader with a distinguished career in human resource, currently serving as a head of people and culture at RENÉE Cosmetics Private Limited. Sundeep sir has been instrumental in shaping organizational culture and driving employee engagement. His dedication and expertise have been recognized with the prestigious HR 40 Under 40 Award of Business World People in December 2023. Honoring his exceptional contribution to this field, Sandeep's journey includes significant roles such as General Manager, Head, HR and Admin at Hester Bioscience Limited, where he led strategies HR initiative that enhance organizational performance. His commitment to excellence and innovation in human resource continues to inspire professionals across the industry. We are honored to have him with us. Let's give a big round of applause for Sundeep Singh sir.
I request Purvi ma'am to please come and felicitate him. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's extend a warm welcome to Mr. Shiv Shankar Sharma, a visionary leader in education and media. As the director of IIRF, founder and CEO of Sat Sukrit Media, and editor-in-chief of Education Post, he has transformed the landscape of academic excellence. With a rich background in education, marketing, and a passion for impactful storytelling, his contribution continues to inspire. We are honored to have him with us today. I request Vishal sir to please come and felicitate him. Can we have a big round of applause? Thank you, sir. May I now request the person with a futuristic vision, innate leadership qualities, our founder and director, Dr. Amit Gupta sir, to please share a few words of wisdom with us. Sir, please.
Hello. Hello. Perfect. Hello. This one? Acha. Hello. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all here today. I'm truly delighted to see the wonderful gathering which is filled with enthusiasm and energy. I warmly welcome our esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, dedicated faculty members, and most importantly, our students who represents the future of human resource and business. Today marks a significant event, that is the HR CONCLAVE, and it is a proud moment for us at Narayana Business School to host some of the most influential and insightful leaders from the HR community. Allow me a special and welcome to our notable speakers, Mr. Harjeet ji, saHil nayaR ji, Ms. Ganguly, Sundeep ji, Shiv Sharma ji, and Ankita. Your experiences, perspectives, and presence today will immensely enrich our understanding and conversations. The theme of today's conclave is people analytics, a topic that has gained significance in recent years. Traditionally, HR relied largely on experiences, intuitions, and interpersonal connections. However, the modern day workforce represents a new challenge and opportunity that requires innovative, strategic, and obviously a data-driven approach. Here is where people analytics has become crucial or plays a pivotal role. When I say people analytics, it basically involves analyzing employees' data to make informed, strategic decisions that impact talent acquisition, employees' engagement, retention, productivity, and of course, the organizational performance. By leveraging on the power of data, HR professionals can now anticipate trends, measure employee satisfaction more accurately, identify the critical gaps, and design tailored employees' experiences and development plans for an organization. It fundamentally shifts HR from being reactive to proactive, enabling strategic foresight and informed decision makings. The integration of technology, particularly the advancement in data analytics, has significantly transformed the landscape of HR management. Companies that effectively use people analytics gains competitive advantage, not just in terms of operational efficiency, but in creating a more engaging and inclusive and fulfilling workplaces. This power of analytics lies not merely in the numbers and statistics, but in the insight that allows us to understand employees better and create an environment where people genuinely feel valued and empowered. With this, I welcome you all and expect this to be a great interaction for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to invite Harjeet sir to please come up on stage and share your insights with us. Sir, the stage is all yours now.
Hello.
Please give me a huge round of applause. Look, I do this beforehand because afterwards there is no guarantee. I know this is analytics session, but I am going to talk about power of appreciation because I am a HR guy. Let me start with something amusing. You're setting a ground rule. Are you able to see this picture? Are you able to see these three men? Two in same color, red color. You are able to see that? Let me tell you, this is a black and white picture. What someone has done is, someone has put lines on this picture which are of different colors. And what your mind is doing is, your mind is filling color in the black and white picture. That is exactly we are going to do in this presentation. I am going to give you certain parallels and you are going to fill color in your own picture. I don't know what you think of HR. So whatever your picture of HR is, I will give you some parallels and you will fill color in those in your own pictures. Let me tell you, this presentation has movie references. If you are not a movie goer, then you will have problem in understanding this presentation. Although no parental guidance is required. All the images which are there, these are used for educational purposes, and copyright is with the owners. So we are done with this. Let's start with the gig. Why appreciation is important? Look, our society has been this society. कितने आदमी थे? सरदार 2. नहीं, I am not that सरदार. और तुम 3, फिर भी खाली हाथ चले आए. This is called performance management. Gupta believed in a performance-oriented organization. So he never appreciated his people. He knew if I punish them, rest everyone will fall in line. Sounding like corporates? And that is what happens in society. You might be thinking, oh, talking about films. Films are reflection of society, and organizations are also reflection of whatever happens in society after 5 years, it happens in organizations. हाँ, अच्छा उनका आपस में ही चल रहा है. You have seen this one? Bhul Bhulaiya 3. We have been taught to our core that if you appreciate someone, or if someone is appreciating you, they are going to deceive you. So in your subconscious, first thing which you are appreciation, no appreciation, it is performance oriented culture. And second thing you are told is if somebody is appreciating you, उसका कोई काम होगा, वो काम निकालना चाहता है. So don't appreciate, and if somebody is appreciating, be cautious. Because that is what they did. They burnt him alive just by appreciating him. Nahi, you dance very well. That means I am going to burn you alive. You know this girl? Who is she? Saina Nehwal, the best badminton player ever this country has seen. In her story, she says, I came second and my mother slapped me. And we made a movie out of it, and we told everyone, if you come second, your mom is going to slap you, and that is the right behavior. So there is no appreciation for coming second. You should not be coming second. You should always be coming first. Now, out of all these people, everyone should be coming first. Otherwise, someone near or dear is going to slap you. So society is putting pressure on that you have to be performance oriented. That is how the world works. So in your childhood, you appreciate things, and then society actually tunes you up appreciating. Remember these girls? Who are they? Fogart sisters. Dangal. You remember when this girl, Babita Fogart, actually gets selected for the finals, and she was supposed to play for India. Her coach tells her, you are no good. You are not made for international tournaments. And then her little sister tells her, you have fought तुम लड़कों से लड़ी हो. If not you, then who can compete? Who can represent India? It is very easy to demotivate people by making statements about their performance, but if you give them a little bit of appreciation and see what she did, she actually fought so many international tournaments and won those rewards. It was because of one appreciation, somebody reminding her of what you did and what you are capable of. That is the power of appreciation, and most of the times we forget that. Now, why HR and why not analytics? Because if we analyzed her record and we would have said, oh, 9 out of 10 tournaments she has not done well, so she is not a good player. And there comes an HR who says, you can do it, and she does it, and she changes the analytics. That is the power of HR. So don't undermine HR with analytics that humans are numbers today or in future. That is not going to happen. I will tell you one personal story of mine. I was a kid and I wrote my first poem. And my mom told me, what a beautiful poem. And that motivated me to write more poems. After 10 years, I read that poem and I was like, ye likha tha. And my mom appreciated me on this. But because of that appreciation, I actually went and performed on TV. And I became a poet of international repute. So that is the power of appreciation. And that is why you should appreciate. Actually, there is a philosophy, there is a medical phenomenon that if you appreciate, dopamine comes in, serotonin comes in, you feel good. But there is more to it. You have seen this? I was talking to your director. So he said, I fight with Purvi ma'am. For obvious reasons. They're married. These two are different statements. They fight for like business fundamentals, that how they should happen and how they should not happen. And that happens everywhere. Look, when you work in a performance-oriented organization, there are supposed to be fights, there are supposed to be conflicts. But thing is, how many times you appreciate and how many times you fight. That is what you need to balance. If you are fighting for 5 times, you need to appreciate for 6 times for that relationship to work. And that is why you should appreciate, otherwise the balance goes off. You never realize how many times you are fighting. So you have to remember that and keep appreciating. Look, our society is not an appreciating society. I see United States as one country where, like I was there and they said, let's go for dinner. So I picked up a restaurant. We went there, everyone liked food, and then everyone was thanking me. Thank you. It was a nice hotel you picked up. And I thought, I never cooked food here. I just picked it from Google. Why are they thanking me? We are not used to even taking appreciation. But that is a society which appreciates for everything. We, क्यों? We don't even bother. Second important thing for appreciation is well-being. अच्छा लगता है, and वो अच्छा लगना बहुत important होता है. If you don't feel good, if people around you don't feel good, then अच्छा नहीं लग सकता. So yesterday when I came here, so Narsi bhai came to pick me up. You know Narsi bhai? So Amit ji told me he is the director of the institute. Correct. That is what he told me. If you are saying trustee, I will believe trustee. He actually behaved like the director of the institute. Means I never felt like that a driver has come to pick me up. How did that happen? He felt like as if it is his institute. Now you are able to put that in heart of someone. How can you do that? That means he feels good about the institute and he feels good about himself. And if this is something which you are learning from here, he was telling me books पढ़ के तो education नहीं होता है. Books you have read till now learn from practical. This is practical. You are seeing how people are being treated, and that is how you should treat people when you get into corporates, and that is going to bring the results which you aspire to bring. He tells me that attrition in this institute is less than 1%. Industry struggles with attrition of somewhere even 50% or 60% if you talk about contact centers. If you learn these things and implement there, you can see how you can create value in those places. मैंने शाहरुख खान की स्लाइड लगाई थी, बट ठीक है. अभी के शाहरुख खान अमित जी हैं. Actually, here also I wanted to put Shah Rukh Khan. Thing is, if you want to hold somebody, then Simran bhag jayegi. So what kind of culture you are creating, that is very, very important. If you don't listen to people, then people don't want to stay with you. And then you have to say, Ja Simran Ja. I wanted to put Shah Rukh and his dad to show you the culture, but I thought this will be a better picture. And again we did Shah Rukh. Nothing is, we talked about appreciation. Now let's understand how to appreciate. Because if you don't understand how to appreciate, how are you going to apply this? Look at this presentation, you would have known, I'm not talking about big things, I'm talking about small things. And if at the end of this presentation, if you are able to take one or at least one thing with you which you can implement in your day-to-day life, then the time which we are spending together is well spent. So how to appreciate? One way is gift. HR always believes in gifts, right? Okay, if you want to appreciate someone, we also got a gift. Well, you appreciated us. Remember this? पाताल लोक? Seen it? अच्छा, तुम लोगों के पास प्राइम भी है? Now, the back story is, I am not talking about gifts, you give gifts. But here, what gift did this guy give to his subordinate? This guy used to be his mentor also. at the same time subordinate also. They were doing their duty in Northeast and his son's birthday was there. And he could not afford air tickets. So boss gave him air tickets for celebrating his son's birthday. It is a gift. That gift is not important. What is important is the thought behind the gift. And most of the HR people struggle with, oh, budget nahi hai. It is not about budget. Look, if we would not have got this momentum, even then we would have cherished the moment because of the reason that your director sat with us and discussed certain things which were very personal. And that connection is going to remain. You know that he appreciates, he is spending that much time. So it is not the gift, it is the idea behind the gift. Second way of appreciating, if you don't have budget or even if you have budget, is listening. You remember Kangana Ranaut in Queen? She is lost and she is filled with emotions because her hubby ditched her at the last moment and she went on the honeymoon alone. She needed someone. मेरा तो life खराब हो गया है. She needed someone who can listen to her. And what her friend did was, she was the HR person, sitting there and listening to her. She was not even concerned ये क्या बोल रही है. But, and that is what psych do. They listen and you give a huge amount of money to them. Another thing is attention and care. Now here when I was thinking about attention and care, there were two images which came to my mind. One was this one. What did Munna Bhai do? He is a bhai. He can do anything. But to show his care, what he did was, अंकल को जूस पिलाना है ना, इनको कैरम खिलाना है. Why कैरम खिलाना है? So basically, if you know people and you know what is important for them, what is going on in their life and what they value, in HR parlance we call it personalization. Now when you say it personalization, it is no more personalized. It feels like commodity. This is personalization. And if you can follow this, then the kind of appreciation you can give to people is phenomenal. Same thing he does with Zahir Bhai. That's why I said if you don't watch movies, can't help you. And this was another thing. Here what I wanted to convey was, it is not about resources. It is about when somebody needs you at that time, whether you are there or you are not. So if you are there and with whatever resources you have, if you can help somebody, that is appreciation. That is attention and care. You remember this thing? This guy goes on a date and his date says, what do you want from me? So he says, can you scratch my back? People don't expect too much from you. if you can give them what they are looking for, and it might be as simple as this, and people are going to appreciate you, people are going to feel appreciated that you are taking care of their needs. Now I will spend little bit time on types of recognition, that what all types of recognitions are there. One is a top-down recognition, that you create a structure, so God comes, ये मेरा भक्त है. आज you ask people to appreciate each other and create the culture of appreciation. If I am doing something for you, you appreciate me for that, and I appreciate you for. So it is mutual admiration. You have heard about Q12? Okay. So it is a tool which is basically measuring how your employees are experiencing the organization, and this is a very famous tool. It has one question, and that question always intrigued me. That question was, has anyone appreciated you in past 7 days? And since beginning of my careers, I was like, हर 7 दिन में कौन appreciate करता है? Means, why will somebody appreciate you every week? Nothing is, then you are thinking structured appreciation, and maybe not everyone will get that appreciation in a week. So that means you have to switch to this culture where people start appreciating each other, so that everyone is appreciated in a week. And that is the best practice. Now, a couple of cautions. Base is sincerity. Now, if the other person knows, ये मेरे से breakup करना चाहती है, and you are saying, you are very nice. So you are thinking of firing an employee, and you are saying, you are my star employee. That person will not believe you. So if you are not believable, then your appreciation has no value. So people should be able to believe you when you are appreciating. You should appear genuine. And to appear genuine, if you can be genuine, you will automatically appear genuine. मैम इतना खराब है क्या आप? अच्छा. She started yawning, and I was like, oh. Second important thing is, appreciation should be timely. That is why people talk about spot rewards. Why it should be timely? Now Murlikant Pedkar was one person who was supposed to be given Khel Ratna award. He was not given because everyone forgot that, or he won Paralympics. He got Olympic gold medal in Paralympics in swimming, but nobody cared. And when nobody cared, he did not get award. Then he went to government and asked for it. That give me award, and they said, why should we give you? He said, because गांव में सड़क बनवानी है, and I need funds for that. That is why I want award. Even for that, they took some time to process. By then, he invested money from his own side and built the road. Your award should not be that late. That is why annual appraisals are a defunct thing. That is why Uber way of annual appraisals is the best, that you do a transaction, you immediately get the rating, you are 5-star, 4-star, whatever star, and why. अच्छा, ये लोग उधर से भी कर रहे हैं, मैं वही कहूँ, मैं I do this and then And your award should not be secret. It should not be like running Naam Shavana, oh, it is a secret service. We appreciate you, but we don't own you. That doesn't work. Might have been working with secret agents, but if you're working in corporates, it doesn't have to be that secret society which you run. It has to be public, it has to be told to everyone. I think he could have given this to us in private. Did it so that we feel good. ये देखो टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं चलती है, उल्टी चल जाती है. So what is the business value? Why will business say that business is performance oriented, but what is important is burnouts. You have seen this guy? Jab we met, this guy was burned out. What did she do? She came to him and she said, "Oh, girlfriend, ये तो बहुत अच्छी है." And then she said, "Oh, breakup हो गया? तुमको तो इससे अच्छी कोई भी मिल जाएगी, जला दो इसको." You're seeing this guy came out of that burnout, and then she went into a similar kind of burn down. It was the appreciation which was able to bring her back. That you made me live my life again. You can be sounding board to others, then these psychotherapists will go out of business. If we can do it for each other. Second important thing is building and retaining teams. So that we talked about Narsibai, we talked about 1%. Here also in Lagan, when he was building team, in fact, यहाँ का किस्सा सुनाता हूँ. ये तो आपने देखा ही होगा कि वो मुर्गी पकड़ने वाला अप्रिशिएट करके फंसा लिया उसको. तो आपके अमित सर ने विशाल सर को बोला आजा. तो विशाल सर बोले हाँ मैं ज्वाइन करना. तो ही सेड नहीं ऐसे मत ज्वाइन करना. I don't want you to join just like that. If you want to retire from here, then only join here. You see, now these are the things which bind people together. That is what appreciation does. You've seen 83? Or you would have seen 1983 matches. This is the first World Cup we won. You remember what Mahinder Amarnath's father said to him? बेटा तूने आज मेरा खून बढ़ा दिया. And then what happened? In the final match, he gave the ball to Mahinder Amarnath and he said, लाला जी का खून 1 किलो और बढ़ा दो. Now, this is how you should use appreciation. Moment you start using the right way to appreciate, you perform. So that's it. I've told you what happens in the performance arena. Now take out your phones, scan this QR code. Now I've written a few books. I have one book. Achha, you want a selfie also? Okay. अच्छा, तो ये पोस्ट कैसे करेंगे? सेल्फी भी हो गया, ठीक है। So I have a few books for you guys, and I want to give away those books. I will ask a few questions, and if you can answer those questions, then I will give away those books to you. Fair? So let me tell me, what is my name as a poet? I told you I am an international poet. Tell me my name as a poet. R.K. Lakshman is my name as a writer, as a business writer, for these kind of books. किसने बोला? हाँ, कम। How did you do it? Please come. No, it is not about honesty. It is not about honesty, and if you think somebody is using Google, it is dishonest. This is the need of the time. If you are not using Google or ChatGPT or tools like that, then you are actually doing a disservice to yourself. So don't even worry about whether you are using Google or not. Okay, I have written a series on HR. This is a visual book. What is the publisher? Who is the publisher of this series? This is called HR Mastermind. It has 3 books, and in fact, this is like one of the simplest reading book which I have created. Like he was saying, you should. It is an experience. अरे इतने सारे लोग कैसे? किसने बोला पहले? अच्छा, अभी सब लोगों को गूगल यूज करना आ गया ना? हाँ, अभी तक हाथ खड़ा रखा है, आ जाओ। Thank you. Any 5 people from this side who come on the stage first? Thank you. Now, why did I do that? Okay, 5 people from this side who come here first. This is sheer initiative, and that is what I am recognizing. Look, if you take initiative, you are going to be successful in your career. If you are using digital tools, you are going to be successful in your career. That is what I wanted to communicate. It's okay.
मुझे लगा कॉम्पिटिशन कराएंगे दोनों ग्रुप में से एक ग्रुप लेंगे थैंक्स अ लॉट थैंक यू थैंक्स इट वाज नाइस टू मीट यू सेकंड टाइम
So guys, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you want selfie?
Acha, you want to have a photo? We can take photographs after listening to Sahil. We will take those. So guys, thank you. You have been a wonderful audience. Thank you. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Hello. Thank you, Harjeet ji. Wonderful presentation. And this is what I tell everyone, you cannot have a better style of learning than by being it. I was just noticing the way he was listening carefully to our barely 10 minutes of interaction. And this 10 minutes of interaction he used throughout his presentation. So learning is around us only. Every corner there is a learning. We just need to identify, we just need to learn. And even faculties, everyone. This way of learning you're going to remember throughout your life. Now imagine a situation where Harjeet Singh would have said, these are 20 slides, you need to cram them, and I'm going to ask 10 questions based on that. What would happen? Arey yaar, kitna boring hai. While same thing made very simple, connected to your day-to-day life, and things totally changes. We all enjoy it. And instead of enjoying, I suppose, it directly hit to the point. Yes, this is what is happening. Even I am observing. And those who are not observing, they need to cultivate this habit. Yes, there is a learning everywhere. He noticed Narsi Bhai is a trustee. I mean, the kind of attitude Narsi Bhai carries, it's the next level. But then he is equally available to you. I mean, hostelites. At 2:30 in the night, you say there is a medical requirement. Who is the first guy available to you with car?
Narsi Bhai.
Narsi Bhai. So I transform that limitation into my strength. How? I try to understand the things logically and conceptually. And then use the storytelling method, connecting it with your day-to-day activities. And Narayana ban gaya. Guys, learning is all across. Even when you're scrolling your Insta Reels, when you're playing your PS5, everywhere there is a learning. You just need to understand that yes, I'm here to learn. I'm here to initially learn and then give it back to the society. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Power of appreciation तो हमने बहुत सुन लिया. Now let's appreciate Harjeet sir. Can we have a big round of applause for him? Such an amazing examples of movies and leaders, sir. Thank you for letting us know what is the power of appreciation. Thank you so much, sir.
Now I would like to call Mr. nayaR sir on the stage to share our valuable insight on the topic. The stage is all yours, sir.
Can we have a big round of applause for him?
Can you all realize that I'm nervous? I'm very nervous. This is the first time I'm standing on stage. I have never ever been on stage. Sounded genuine? Yes, no? How many say yes? I love the way some of you all said yes and now I'm not putting your hands up. That is typical our generation, right? If I dim the lights and say, give me a cheer, you'll all give me a cheer, right? But if I say, put your hands up, no one's going to put their hands up. Going after Harjeet is never easy. You may be the best speaker in the world, but if you have to go after Harjeet, you're going to think twice. So I'm just warming up, so bear with me. I have a good news for you and I have a bad news. What do you want to hear first? Bad news? Why bad news first? Get done with it. फिर मीठा बाद में हो जाए. Okay. So the bad news is that I don't have any PowerPoint slides for you. That's a good news? With all due respect to the first two roles, I don't have any PowerPoint slides because I firmly believe people who use PowerPoint don't have power in their points. Sometimes I wonder when I talk to my friend who's a stand-up comedian, his name is Anmol Garg, a very close friend of mine, and I tell him, when you go to colleges and do a 15-minute act, you actually get paid 2 lakhs. And Harjeet and I go all across the country and spend half an hour on stage and we get a memento. So I wonder what is better. Is it better giving gyan or is it better doing stand-up comedy? Look at the way everyone's saying doing stand-up comedy. So I'm going to try and do something different. I'm going to try and make this extremely engaging, right? So that it's not just a one-way dialogue, but it's a conversation. Are you guys okay with that? If we dim the lights, will it be better? So you can be more honest? Okay. Can we get the QR codes up, please? Many times when CEOs come up or leaders come up, they always say this, that पहले जो हो रहा था वो ठीक नहीं हो रहा था. Whatever was happening earlier wasn't great. Now that I have come, it's going to be amazing. The lights can be on, that's okay, no worries, don't play around the lights. So get the QR code out. So they say, earlier it was not good, but I'm a firm believer of the fact that you should always pick up the good work that the previous person has done. So whatever good work the previous leader has done, build from there. So I'm going to follow exactly what my previous speaker did. Go ahead and scan all 3. I'll give you 10 minutes to do this. Scan all 3. When you go on LinkedIn, please click on follow because we're going to do a social experiment. And all of you will participate in this social experiment. Alright? So LinkedIn you need to follow. Insta is for DMs. So you can chat with me, you can be in touch. I respond to all DMs on Insta. And YouTube is where you get slightly longer content, where if you want to learn, and I completely agree with Gupta ji, learning happens outside of the classroom. Learning happens outside of the textbook. Learning happens on an Insta reel, on a YouTube short, or a long format video. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. As much as Harjeet said, follow him on Insta. He has 2.5 lakh people on LinkedIn. I'm trying to get to 1 lakh. So if you can follow on LinkedIn, that's going to be amazing. And at the end of the session, I have one more request, but I'll come to that at the end of the session. Let me know when you're done. All the QR codes are working? Super. So LinkedIn, hit the follow button. Insta, you can follow as well. It's an open account, but you can use it for DMs. And YouTube, please subscribe. Are you all done? Wow. So much. Amazing. Anyone needs help? Should I move out of the way? Okay. Anyone whose QR codes are not working, it's time to change your phone. Please upgrade. Okay, lovely. Can we get the topic slide back? So when I looked at this topic, right, culture as a comparative advantage, creating high performance work environments, I realized that I know nothing about this topic. Literally nothing. It just went above my head. So I said the best thing to do when you don't know something is to break it down. Right? Two things you should always do. Whenever you don't know anything in life, do two things. Number one, break it down. And number two, move from the known to the unknown. What is it that you know? Start with that and then move to the unknown. I said, do I know culture? It's a very fuzzy word. Everybody has a different definition of culture. For you guys at Narayana, culture may be Narsi Bhai. For you guys at Narayana, it may be being the most loved business school in the country. For you guys at Narayana, it may be the great opportunity to be yourself. Everybody, if I ask you what's the culture at Narayana, I am 100% confident I'll get 10 different answers. 100%. I can bet my entire life savings on it. Culture is a very fuzzy word. Next word, competitive advantage. MBA कर लोगे, इसका आंसर आपको पता चल जाएगा. It's a jargonized word, right? So let's not get to jargons right now. Let's simplify. Creating high performance work environments. What are we trying to do? Trying to create high performing people or create an environment that is high performing? What is more important? Environment or people? Socho. Both are correlated. How? Environment comes with the people. Brilliant. You sow a seed, the plant doesn't come up. Who do you blame? The plant or the environment?
The soil.
The soil. Brilliant. Who else do you blame? आपने एक बीज बोया, पानी डाला, सनशाइन आया, सब कुछ हुआ, but वो प्लांट आ ही नहीं रहा. You blame the seed. Brilliant. You blame the gardener. अरे माली ने अच्छा काम नहीं किया. Brilliant. Who else do you blame? Luck. Amazing. God. वाह. अभी हम भगवान के भी नाम लेना चालू करेंगे. This God is to be blamed. Okay. What else? Who do you blame? The weather. Okay, nice. Who else do you blame? दोषी किसको ठहराओगे? किसी को भी नहीं. बहुत बढ़िया. The soil. Okay. Weather, soil, gardener. Who else do you blame? Brilliant. Rather than blaming, फिर से कोशिश करते हैं. Super. Is it the environment or is it the person? Environment. How many say person? Person. Brilliant. Let me tell you something that you already know. I'm going to tell you something that you already know. And the fact is, when it comes to you, मेरे बारे में जब बात होती है, I blame the environment. And when it is related to somebody else, I blame the person. Yes or no? किसी और ने गलती करी. विशाल, आपने ये गलती कैसे कर ली? जब मैंने गलती करी, वो पता है हमारा जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है ना, जो ITI AC में कब से बोल रहा हूँ, काम ठीक से हो नहीं रहा है, थोड़ा आवाज कर रहा है, इरिटेट कर रहा है. I blame the environment. वो रिकॉर्डिंग अच्छी नहीं आई क्योंकि वो AC में थोड़ा सा वो हो रहा. Because I am responsible for this auditorium. But when Vishal is responsible for the auditorium, I'll say, Vishal, कब से मैं बोल रहा हूँ यार ये ठीक कराओ. आप TEDx talk करवा रहे हो, रिकॉर्डिंग आनी चाहिए, पूरे वर्ल्ड देखेगा. नारायणा बिजनेस स्कूल has hosted a TEDx talk और ये बैकग्राउंड नॉइज आ रहा है वीडियो में. TEDx ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया वीडियो को. Simple philosophy of life. And I'm generalizing here. Alright? Are you guys with me so far? Super. Now, Harjeet showed us multiple movies. और हम वो बहते गए with the storyline, the beautiful story. I'm going to show you one movie. And it's a short film. 15 minutes of your time. But as you watch this short film, I want you to listen to what is not being said. I want you to see what is not visible. And I want you to understand what does not come to your mind while you're watching this short film. ठीक है? जो आपको नहीं दिख रहा है वो देखने की कोशिश करो. जो आपको नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है वो सुनने की कोशिश करो. और जो आपको नहीं समझ में आ रहा है वो समझने की कोशिश करो. Are you guys with me? Like we always do, this is only for educational purposes. And what is the second line? Copyright with the, watch the video. Let me get these lights. Just get the stage lights off. Stage lights here. Some more, these 3 lights here. Lovely, thank you. I heard that. You can put humans into society, but you can't put society into humans. Can we increase the volume a bit? Super, yeah. Listen very, very carefully. You don't pay attention to what they're going to say every day.
रात भर बिठा के रखना उसको.
चौथी बार है सर ये.
जो आदमी इतनी बार में नहीं समझा वो अब क्या समझेगा?
अब डंडे से अकल आएगी सर.
ए, समझ क्या?
अरे नहीं सर, हर बार वही गलती थोड़ी होगी सर.
उस 4 महीने की बात है, फिर करते रहना तुम गलती.
आप जा रहे?
हाँ, वीआरएस के लिए अप्लाई करो.
सर वायरलेस पे मैसेज मालूम है. एक्सीडेंट है ना? बड़े आपका बेटा है, वशीला है.
गाड़ी खत्म कर गया.
सर 1 मिनट, डंडा भूल गया.
अरे रोड एक्सीडेंट है साहब, क्या करेगा डंडा लेके? चल. ओ सेल्फी कुमार, चल चल. सावन.
ओ सर.
इनको उठा. ओ हॉस्पिटल की जा.
चल निकलो. क्या चल रहा है इधर? खाली कराओ भी.
बर कॉपी.
कौन? हाँ सर.
एक और रूम में चल.
पर सर आजकल ये लड़कियों का केस कितना बढ़ गया है, समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा.
केस नहीं बढ़ गया, रिपोर्ट बढ़ गई.
तो समझता क्या अपने आप को? तूने हाथ कैसे लगाया?
कौन किसने हाथ लगाया? मैंने हाथ लगाया.
नहीं ना तूने किससे पंगा
दूंगा
अरे तब से सुन रहा
अब तो
हूँ
देख पुलिस आ गई।
आपका। अरे
आने
कुछ
दे।
नहीं होगा
सर आइए।
हाँ क्या हुआ?
सर हाउ डेयर ही टच मी? इसने मुझे हाथ कैसे लगाया?
सर कॉलर पकड़ा इसने पहले मेरा सर।
ये पिया हुआ।
अरे क्या पी हुई है?
तेरे को गाड़ी को ढंग से चलानी नहीं आती।
अरे क्या
सर, ये-
एक मिनट क्या
तूने हाथ लगाया?
सर मेरे
हाँ,
कॉल
सर,
के बारे
इसने
में बोलते रहे तो मैं सुनता रहूंगा क्या?
तो तू क्या हाथ लगाएगा लेडीज पे?
सर मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ, आप इसको अभी के अभी पुलिस स्टेशन लेके चलिए।
अरे चलो मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं
सर
पड़ता
देखो
है।
कैसी बात करते हैं।
एक मिनट मैडम, अभी सॉरी बोली बोल दिया खत्म।
नहीं सर,
अरे साहब
आपको
मैं
बोल
सॉरी
रही
वॉरी नहीं
हूँ,
बोलने
आप इसे
लगी
अभी के
हूँ।
अभी
मैंने कुछ
लेके
गलत नहीं किया।
ये पता नहीं कितने पैसे जिसके साथ क्या क्या करता हो।
चलो चलो पुलिस
सर,
स्टेशन।
ये-
अरे सर आप मेरा टाइम वेस्ट कर
अरे
रहे हो
पुलिस
सर।
स्टेशन चलो।
चल बैठ गाड़ी में चल।
वो कंप्लेंट लिख दिया मैडम, साइन की।
जी सर।
सर
तेरी बहुत हेगड़ी है ना? नहीं माफिया भी नहीं मांगेगा तो।
मैंने कुछ किया नहीं सर।
नहीं नहीं, औरत पे हाथ उठाने का अंजाम जानते तू?
सर
नहीं दिखा तो तेरे को। क्या आईपीसी लगाओ मैडम? 294 लगा दो, गाली दिया ना इसने?
नहीं
506 धमका धमका हुआ,
नहीं
ठीक है 345 लगा देता हूँ, छेड़छाड़ किया ना इसने?
नहीं। अरे पर सर इसने मुझे हाथ तो लगाया ना, और इसको क्या लगता है कुछ भी करेगा क्या?
अरे सर कॉलर पकड़ा सर इसने मेरा
सर
पहले।
बकवास कर रहा है सर, आप इसको अंदर कीजिए ना अभी के अभी।
ठीक है इसको मैं देख लूँगा, आप घर जाइए, बहुत लेट हो गया ना, आप जाइए।
सर मैं आधी रात को आपके साथ पुलिस स्टेशन बाहर जाने के लिए नहीं आई। आई वांट स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन अगेंस्ट हिम।
ले जा रहे सर।
चल 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 हीरो चल चल।
मैडम आप बाहर बैठिए।
सर कोई सावंत कॉल किया था।
आपको?
श्रुति।
हाँ वही। आप थी ना उन लोगों के साथ टैक्सी में?
यस सर।
और मौका देके भाग गई?
सर आज मेरा बर्थडे था, रूम में कुछ फ्रेंड्स पे कर रहे थे, एक छोटी सी पार्टी थी, तो मुझे लेट हो रहा था तो मैं निकल गई।
हैप्पी बर्थडे। कल को अगर आप मुसीबत में हो, कोई मदद के लिए नहीं आया, चलेगा आपको? कैसा लगेगा? कहानी बताओ क्या हुआ?
हाँ मम्मी, बर्थडे के लिए शॉपिंग कर लिया। हाँ अच्छा मामा, गाड़ी आ गई है, मैं घर पहुंच के कॉल करती हूँ। ओके
तो चलो बोलो मैडम।
चलिए।
मैडम आप ये कॉल सेंटर में काम करती हैं?
एक्सक्यूज मी, मुझे थोड़ा आप पहले छोड़ दीजिए।
मैडम इंस्ट्रक्शन के हिसाब से तो दूसरी मैडम को छोड़ना पड़ेगा पहले।
अरे बोला ना अर्जेंट है, प्लीज।
अरे देखिए मैडम हमको नहीं पता अर्जेंट क्या है, तो मैं इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, मैं पहले इनको छोड़ना पड़ेगा मुझे।
हाँ तो अब तुम्हारा ऐप डिसाइड करेगा कि क्या अर्जेंट है और क्या नहीं।
अरे हमको नहीं पता ना कि क्या अर्जेंट है क्या नहीं है।
या श्योर।
अभी क्या आपकी सेफ्टी का मैटर है, इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ मैं।
सेफ्टी है, इसलिए तो सारे रेप केस कैब गाड़ियों में ही होते।
अरे क्या बोल रही हैं आप?
Listen, I booked this cab and I'm bloody paying for this ride, okay?
देखिए मैडम ज़्यादा अंग्रेज में झाड़ो आप, ओके? मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ। क्या कर रहा है?
उस पे क्या चिल्ला रहा है? तुझे ढंग से गाड़ी चलानी नहीं आती और तू सेफ्टी की बात करता है।
अरे कॉलर छोड़ो मैडम।
तुम सब एक जैसे, तुम सब के सब एक जैसे।
क्या बोल रही हो? अब जैसे लोग
तुम जैसे लोग।
मतलब क्या?
क्या कर
मुसलमान?
तूने मुझे हाथ कैसे लगाया?
अरे तेरे बाप की गाड़ी है जो मेरे कॉलर पे हाथ लगा रही है।
तूने सब पैसेंजर के साथ तू यही करता होगा। अब तू देख मेरे साथ क्या कर सकता है।
तेरे जैसे रोज देखता हूँ मैं।
भैया जी मुझे लेट हो रहा है, मैं जा रही हूँ।
हाँ ठीक है ठीक है।
पुलिस स्टेशन।
अरे मेरे बाप की गाड़ी से पूरी निकल गाड़ी से और जिसको बड़ा बुला।
ऑटो साइन चलेंगे?
हाँ चलेंगे।
चलिए।
नाम का सरनेम क्या आपका?
सर शर्मा, श्रुति शर्मा।
आप जाइए, पार्टी के लिए लेट हो रही है क्या?
क्या कुछ नहीं किया? अरे साहब प्लीज। क्या प्लीज? क्या प्लीज? क्या? अरे साहब मत मारो साहब। ये देखिए। अरे मैंने कुछ नहीं किया साहब, प्लीज प्लीज। कुछ नहीं किया तो इधर क्या कर रहा है? अरे मैंने कुछ नहीं किया साहब। हाँ पता है साहब। क्या साहब?
भाई
लफड़े करेगा? हाँ हाँ लड़के लोग का हाथ पकड़ेगा?
चल रहे हो उधर चल।
सॉरी सर।
थैंक यू सर। ठीक है तो हाँ मैडम को घर तक छोड़ो।
थैंक यू सर।
सर क्या पता नहीं है? अरे क्या सर? चल चल भी चल। सर मैं एक बात समझा नहीं। हाँ वो मैडम को आपने ऐसे कैसे जाने दिया? क्या है ना सावन, कभी कभी हालात जो जाने देते हैं, समझ में नहीं आया। गाड़ी चला।
सॉरी भैया जी, मैं उस वक्त वहाँ से निकल गई।
मैडम वहाँ से कोई किसी की मदद नहीं करता है और आप मेरे लिए वापस आ गए, शुक्रिया।
अरे भैया आप मुझसे बड़े हैं, आप प्लीज़ हाथ मत जोड़िए।
हैप्पी बर्थडे मैडम।
थैंक यू सो मच।
वो मैडम का ही गलती था। क्या जरूरत था उसको ड्राइवर को उल्टा सीधा बोलने का? वो बेचारा तो अब तक काम कर रहा था, बराबर बोल रहा था। और एक बात बोलूं सर, लड़कियों को रात को बाहर निकलना ही नहीं। मैडम अब ठीक तो? क्या नाम है बॉयफ्रेंड?
पार्टी हाँ। स्वीट हार्ट, तुम्हें तुम्हारा प्रमोशन काम के लिए मिला है या you know?
How dare you talk to me this way?
सर मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आता कि पढ़े लिखे लोग भी इतना नहीं जानते किसी पे हाथ उठाना क्राइम है। क्या जतिन, इसको तो आज बरोबर समझा दिया। मेरे को एक बात समझ में नहीं आई। कि तू डंडा कब छोड़ेगा?
मेरे बिहार के बाद
तो सर गलती किसका था? वो मैडम का, ड्राइवर का, वो दूसरी मैडम का, जतिन का, या वो जो गाड़ी के सामने आया उसका? हम सब का।
हम लोग सब कहीं ना कहीं गलत है। वैसे चलेगा नहीं सब, कुछ नहीं बदलेगा।
पर आज बदला ना सर, आप मत जाइए, ऐसा एक एक करके बदलेगा धीरे धीरे सर। और अब क्या करोगे गांव में जाकर? आपने तो दूसरा शादी भी नहीं करा।
क्यों? गाँव में सिंगल लोग अलाउड नहीं है।
Alright, so गलती किसका था? Whose fault was it? Situation. I know situationship is the word of the day, but situation. Alright. Whose fault was it? Cab driver? Okay. Whose fault was it? The boyfriend, Jatin. Okay, lovely. Whose fault was it? Society, stereotype. Okay, brilliant. The lady, which lady? The one who slapped the driver? Who held the collar of the driver, okay? Perspective की गलती है. Mindset, सोच. Whose fault? Past experience. Ankita Yadav says baggage of the past. Brilliant. Yes sir, whose fault was it? Spotlight आपके ऊपर है सर, बोलो बोलो. Whose fault is it? Situation, perception. Sir? Ding ding. Yes sir. Whose fault was it? The one who held the collar of the cab driver? Okay. So two different issues, but they came together and led to it. Yes, ma'am?
I was amazed throughout at the intelligence of the police officers.
Okay.
My attention was all on how he was judging and how much of patience he kept throughout the incident.
Brilliant. So impressed by the police officer.
Absolutely mature.
Maturity, sensible, patience, no judgment. Fantastic. Whose fault was it? Come on. I've been told by your director that you guys are a very intelligent bunch of people. सबकी गलती. Easiest. किसी को बुरा नहीं लगेगा, सबकी गलती है. किसी की नहीं है. चलो. Murphy's law. यहाँ चालू हुआ, वो हुआ, वो हुआ, वो हुआ, सब. Okay. Whose fault? Lovely person in the yellow, right at the back. Yes, sir. जतिन की गलती. उसने गर्लफ्रेंड को थप्पड़ मारा, वहां से सिलसिला चालू हुआ. Okay. Anyone else? I'm looking for a different answer.
Indian law.
Indian law. Oh. Tell us why.
Sir, because जो है पूरी दर्शकों के लिए पुरुषों के लिए कुछ नहीं है. मतलब जो IPC वगैरह में जो चीजों के
Got it. Okay. So Indian law. Yes, sir. Huh. So police officer who decided to quit his job and take voluntary retirement, उसकी गलती है. Wow. Yes, I have a hand up right at the back. Environment and culture. Wow, you're using fancy words. Topper हो class के? Culture, brilliant. Yes, ma'am. Expectations. उसने मेरे साथ ऐसे क्यों किया?
Then
Right.
the cab driver's
सबकी एक्सपेक्टेशंस के वजह से तकलीफ हो गई. ईगो सेटिस्फैक्शन. ऐसा कैसा किया मेरे साथ. ओके. यस सर. Social structures, brilliant point. Social structures. Anyone else? I'm looking for a different answer. No right or wrong answers, okay?
Timing.
Timing, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Victim mindset and woman empowerment. Superb. Anyone else? Whose fault was it? Right. आप जैसे लोग. Brilliant. Dealing with emotions, emotional quotient. You'll read this in textbooks and professors will teach you EQ. Alright, what else? Brilliant. Everyone is thinking I am right and someone else is wrong, and therefore the conflict. I'll just come to you, yeah. Unconscious bias. Neighbors, no? MBA answer. Brilliant. Fear of not putting actual wrong. Got it. Yes. Can't hear you. I can't hear you. How will they hear you? सेल्फी कुमार की गलती है. हेल्प नहीं किया. माइक. सेकंड सिचुएशन में नेहा की गलती. बर्थडे गर्ल भाग गई. Got it. Social mindset of people. Brilliant. Yes, sir. Social, legal, every character. Brilliant. We'll take one last answer and then we'll be conscious of time because you have a panel as well. Yes, sir. And I'll come to you at the back. Sorry? Where are you? Butterfly effect. Okay, lovely. Yes, sir. Judgmental, like she said, non-judgmental police officer, rest were judgmental according to you. Yes, at the back, lady, one last answer and then we'll come back. Yes. Anger and ego. Brilliant. Yes. Toxic relation. Oh. I can't be wrong, the other person can be wrong. You wanted to say something. You said you're done? Okay, super. Come to think of this, and I'm going to try and now connect the dots for you. Point number one. If you look at the video, what are the three things I asked you to look at? The unsaid, the unseen, and understanding. Right? Many a times, when you look at high performance or a culture of high performance, or you look at a situation where you're creating a high performing environment, does every movie have a hero? Yes, no? Yes, no? If I look at this badge and I have to see who is the best in this badge, how will I evaluate? Marks, conversation, intelligence, gravitas, executive presence, whatever. One person will stand out, right? In a high performing environment, when one person stands out and the others don't quite stand out, is that a high performing environment? Yes or no? And therefore, the question is everybody a star? Point number one. Point number two, if everybody is not a star, How do you put enough spotlight on everybody so that they get their moment to shine? In whatever they're good at, in whatever they can manage, so on and so forth. And number three, most importantly, as you look at this video, I trained your brains to find a fault, because that was the question I asked you. Saying galti kiski thi? And somebody said everybody, somebody said nobody. If you had a chance to rephrase that question, what question would you ask? अगर आप स्टेज पे होते और आपको मौका मिलता एक सवाल पूछने को ऑडियंस को, to link it to this topic by showcasing this video, what question would you ask? Okay? Power packed question, short question. पुलिस होते तो आप अलग क्या करते? Okay? What did you learn? How do you deal? What went wrong in the situation? Brilliant. How could things be better? Most of y'all will be entering the corporate world or doing a startup or whatever in some point of time. At the beginning of this movie, did you know whose fault was it? No. Did the story have turns? Did it have moments that made you guess? And at the end, did you know that there was a guy who actually slapped the girl? And that was the reason why all this got triggered? In the end, yes. Three things I want to leave you with that are the most essential skills that you should develop if you want to be a high-performing individual. Number one, do you have the right amount of analytical skills? Can you analyze a situation from 10 different perspectives? You know, as we grow up, we've been taught, drawing book mila tha, crayons mila tha, kya bola gaya tha hame? Color where? Inside the line. There's a drawing, you have to color, coloring bahar nahi jani chahiye. And when people hire you, they hire you for out of the box thinking. Big dichotomy. The first thing is your brain will think in a natural way. Galti iski hai. Force yourself to think in 10 different ways of saying kis ki galti ho sakti hai. When there's a problem before you, your mind will naturally tell you, oh, I think this is the way we'll solve this problem. Take a pause and ask yourself, are there 5 different ways in which I can solve this problem? Before that, is this the real problem? Because if it's not the real problem, you're solving something which is actually not a problem. And I see this many a times that people want to immediately jump to the answer. To say, galti iski hai. Don't immediately jump to the answer. Try and number one, identify the problem. Number two, think of 5 different ways to solve that problem. And number 3, have enough ammunition, which is analytical thinking, critical thinking, and most importantly, we're living in a generation where for everything we get to Google and ChatGPT, which is amazing. But that should only be your aid, not your brain. And unfortunately, I have a big issue with the way the world is going and the way we are going. I'll tell you why. Today, everything is instant. Earlier, ask people in the first 2 rows, they would tell you to make an international call or to get a loan, you needed months. You had to book a call to get connected to someone in a different city to talk to them on a call. Today, it's a voice command and you can speak to someone. It's instant. Today, you're planning a party, you haven't planned well, barf kam pad gayi hai, you order ice, it reaches you in 8 minutes. It reaches you in 8 minutes, which actually is making us poor planners. Because if I had 20 people coming to my house, I would earlier know how many people are going to drink, how many people are going to have, how much ice do I need. I would do some amount of approximation in my head. Today, barf kam pad gayi hai, blink it, you get ice in 8 minutes. Therefore, we're not planning as much. Because we're not planning as much and everything is coming instant, you will realize I have a question in my mind, same topic, I didn't know what to talk about. I wrote to ChatGPT, what should I talk about for 30 minutes at Narayana Business School? I got lovely answers. But when I asked myself the question, is this me? I said, it's not me. And if I came here and became the best storyteller and gave you everything from ChatGPT, would you like it? You wouldn't. So it's better that I be myself. And in the process of being yourself, always remember thinking takes time. It's not 10 minutes. So you can get the base in 10 minutes, but जो दम कुक बिरयानी का मजा है, जो दाल मखनी ओवरनाइट बनाने का मजा है, वो 2 मिनट मैगी में मजा नहीं है. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying choose when you do 2 minutes Maggi and when do you have an overnight dum cooked biryani. Thank you so much. You've been a fantastic audience. I enjoyed talking to all of you. Thank you so much.
Let's take a 2 minutes of break and then we'll come back again. Whose fault is this? Who will not give applause to sir? So it's our fault if we do not give a big round of applause to saHil sir. Thank you so much, sir. So we are all set for panel discussion now.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Neelam Kshatriya ma'am to take the charge of panel discussion. Dr. Neelam ma'am, a keen analyst with over 20 years of work experience, initially 8 years in corporate and retail sales, CRM, training, and HRM and HRD. Last 12 years with the academic sector with specialization in the field of HR, and a delve in identifying, developing, and conducting training program as per requirement, and cross-functional exposure with movement across team, function, and location.
Ma'am, please. Now, I would like to request Sundeep sir to please join us on stage. Can we have a big round of applause for Sundeep sir? I request Mekhola ma'am to please join us on stage. It's my privilege to welcome Dr. Jignesh Trivedi sir, a distinguished academician, a researcher, and HR expert with 18 years of expertise and experience. He is a professor and chairperson examination at Narayana Business School, and he holds 2 PhDs, an MBA and a BSc. A renowned researcher and award-winning educator, Sir has contributed extensively through publications, patents, and editorial roles to inspire us. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Jignesh Trivedi sir on our panel. Over to you, Neelam.
Thank you so much, Kashish. A very good afternoon to all of you, and I welcome all of you once again to the HR Conclave. Today morning, while I was coming to the college, driving down, I was thinking of the last 15 days that we've been putting together in terms of ensuring that the HR Conclave, this day happens well. I was thinking, what is the easiest part? What was the easiest part of the conclave? And I remembered the discussion that I had with Purvi ma'am and Vishal sir. And you know what? The easiest part of the discussion was what the topic. The moment I was asked what should be the topic of the conclave, I said people analytics, and then I was reflecting as to why was this made so easy. Picking up from Harjeet sir's discussion, appreciation, and it just hit my mind as to why did analytics became the first choice when we were putting an HR conclave in place. While I was working as an HR professional, I don't remember digging into so much of depth on data. I remember our days when we were focused too much on our recruitment pies, on our hiring cycles, on our consultants, and of course there was a focus to manage your recruitment pie well, but there wasn't as much a focus on data and analytics as the world speaks about today. And then I realized it's been a remarkable journey, people, of all the HR professionals from being custodians of data. So what we really started was the personnel department where we were the custodians of data of people, to today utilizing the same data, converting it into information, and that information is being used as insights to be shared with the top management professionals, thereby the HR domain rightfully reserving their seat in the board. I think we should start the panel discussion with a loud round of applause to the HR fraternity. We've come a long way, we've really come a long way. वो आपको वो खुशी जो एक ऑफर लेटर देता है जब वो आपके हाथ में आता है, और वो ड्रीम्स जो आप इग्नाइट करते हो अपने माइंड्स में that you're going to be fulfilling, the same set of custodians who yes have been blamed for rangoli making, enough and more memes on rangoli making, yes we did that, but you see the evolutionary journey, personnel department, human resources, human capital to today human capability. Coming back to setting the context of the panel discussion, we've got two wonderful dignitaries from the corporate sector, Sundeep sir and Mekhola ma'am with us, and we've got Dr. Jignesh Trivedi, our very own Dr. Jignesh Trivedi, who with a combination of three of them, we are again going pivotal to the strategy. The pedagogy of Narayana Business School has got industry academia interface as the center, as a very pivotal strategy. So carrying on with the legacy of the industry academia interface, we would like to start with a loud round of applause for all the dignitaries. And yes, we get going for the discussion. As I spoke to the audience right now, that the topic easiest was people analytics. However, we've got certain bright minds sitting here, the future leaders of the industry who are aspiring to get into the corporate world very shortly. For them, people analytics means something that is pertaining to the HR department. Okay, HR has come a long way, where we say that from maintaining records to today being data scientists. If you could help us in terms of explaining the term people analytics and also breaking the myth that how much of HR is actually HR. Sundeep sir, could you please take us off from here?
So, good afternoon everyone. I think after those two wonderful keynote speakers, now we are at numbers. With largely people always believe that HR is a person who work on feelings, emotions, gut, right? But I would say that last 4-5 years, you will see that people analytics became a very important function, and especially all the youngsters, people who are pursuing their masters, they believe it's something which is very technical. It's about data scientists, as ma'am said. So see, we are not asking anyone to do complex algorithms that how the backend will work. What we want is, when we say people analytics, it's very simple. You have to focus not on your numbers, but also on the insights. I will give you a small story of World War II, when German guns are hitting Allied Services aircraft. So there was a team, data analyst team, those days in World War II time, and people said कि बॉस जितने भी प्लेन वापस आते थे उसके विंग्स के ऊपर बुलेट्स लगती थी. So everyone focused कि how to make wings of aircraft very very strong. Then one gentleman came and said कि सर आप तो उनकी बात कर रहे हो जो वापस आ रहे हैं. Aircrafts which are not coming back, they are hit on the belly of the aircraft. So what is important is not data, only data, it's also the insight which people should work on. So similarly, and imagine HR as a doctor, right? Very simple example, because largely आज हम दो जगह जाते हैं, food and doctors, right? So doctors क्या करता है? Doctors आपसे एक reports मांगते हैं, diagnosis मांगते हैं. Why? So that they can understand patients' diseases. किस टाइप का ट्रीटमेंट उसको देना है. So it's very very simple. It's just you have data. HR used to have data since the day Tata's started HR as a function, where you have onboarding data, you have recruitment data, you have exit data, you have entire employee life cycle management data. Now only thing which we started doing is we now analyze that data and come with a complex business problem solving issues. That's my take on people analytics in a simple way for all the management students here.
Mekhola ma'am, they still find it technical. You know, at the heart of it, we understand it's all about understanding people. But a right balance, what's the right balance of understanding people and taking decisions basis data? And will one really need to understand that analytics and people analytics is for everybody who's getting into a management or a corporate world, or should HR only restrict itself to it?
बिल्कुल नहीं. केम छो अहमदाबाद? जमानु शेख? माई टूटा फूटा गुजराती, सॉरी. ओके. इतनी गर्मी हो रही है ना, मतलब इतने सारे लोग हैं पैनल इधर ये रूम में, बहुत गर्मी हो रही है. कहाँ से मिला मुझे ये फीलिंग? डेटा एनालिटिक्स. माई माइंड इज प्रोग्राम कि चलो ये 500 स्क्वायर फीट का कमरा है फॉर एग्जांपल, इसमें इतने लोग हैं तो गर्मी होना ही है, तो माय माइंड इज प्रोग्राम, तो उसी हिसाब से मैं बोल रही थी बहुत गर्मी लग रही है। गर्मी लग रही है कि नहीं? नहीं, चलो ये भी डेटा था, तो डेटा ने मुझे गलत बोला, लेकिन मैंने सुना और मैंने वही इंफॉर्मेशन आपको प्रोसेस किया। कमिंग बैक टू योर क्वेश्चन मैम, अ वेरी गुड आफ्टरनून टू एवरीवन। टुडे इज वर्ल्ड वाटर डे, डज एनीबडी नो? या, so we should preserve water. Ma'am, coming back to your question, people analytics is not restricted to HR. I am of the opinion, and many of my colleagues in this room will also agree, people correlates with business. Business नहीं है तो people नहीं है, people नहीं है तो business नहीं हो सकता है। So हम लोग उसको people analytics या HR leadership को हम जब बोलते हैं, we should not restrict it to only one department. No, it is not. It is who owns people? The business owns people. So it is for all the functions in any industry, in any department, in any sector, in any hierarchy of the job you are doing. So that is one. The second, to answer your second question is, yes, data is needed. We need data. Without data, हम लोग जो informed decisions बनाते हैं, वो गलत हो सकता है, सही भी हो सकता है, गलत भी हो सकता है, लेकिन अपने को उस situation को evaluate करना है, और उसको evaluate करने के लिए अपने को क्या चाहिए बैकएंड में? डेटा। डेटा का सबसे बढ़िया तरीका क्या है? डेटा एनालिटिक्स और HR एनालिटिक्स। Yes, sir. Sir, can you question?
Yeah, Jignesh sir, we often encounter situations where you have to look at the student, you have to forego data. What do you do? What do you do in situations of crisis where the data says not to give the hall ticket, and you look at the student and you realize that yes, you've got a medical certificate in you? Where is the right point to use data and to use the human aspect and understand people?
To be honest, I was expecting this question towards the end, because madam intentionally or unintentionally picked the wrong now, because somewhat I am unpopular on this department, being examination head. I used to check unattendees, and basically penalties would be awarded for the knowledge of first two rows people, and because the later on part are known with that. But as far as data is concerned, one of our own colleague and one of the famous faculty of our own faculty room always used to start with data in the initial session by just bifurcating that whenever you have taken admission, suppose the X amount would be your fees, so number of trimesters or semesters you will be studying, and the per day how many sessions you are attending, so one session cost you how much. So from that day itself, we are actually asking students that if you are not attending a particular session by getting up late for 5 minutes or something, you will be actually losing a lump sum amount plus interest, which is applicable on that. So that is how we try to just convey that, as rightly sir and ma'am has said, data is something like previously because of unavailability of things we could not had it, but now we have it. So it is on us that how we can utilize it better with. It is as simple. Before 15-20 years, accountants used to make all entries on manual part, and now we have Excel and we have SPSS and Tally everything. So instead of making some manual errors, if we use that particular data analytics, that particular tools we have wisely, we can do things faster. So it is parallel to that, and student of all domain can use it. That is not restricted to HR only. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Sundeep, sir. This question straight to you, sir. You've been very, very popular with academic institutions, with regularly visiting a lot of campuses, and your expertise has been training the set of professionals. Now, two parts to my question, sir. The first part is, in your own experience with wide range of sectors that you work with, your current stint with RENÉE Cosmetics, total employee experience, TEE, wherein we say the physical aspect of an employee being at the organization, that is the comfort that I have with my work premises and the systems, the social sphere that I have, as in the culture, which is I believe very, very close to your heart, and the work sphere. So the three components of an employee's life on an organization, the physical sphere, the social sphere and the work sphere. At what all stages you've been very clear that the decisions will be taken basis data, no intuition works there. And second part to the question, sir, success stories from your own organization where once resorted or moved away from intuition to data, the organization has benefited out of it.
So see, when it comes to HR, entire gamut of HR, so each and every aspect of employee life cycle, you can put people analytics or data which as a very important area, right from your talent acquisition, where obviously you always go and hire a professional so that you can make organization a better organization. Every time you get an opportunity to hire a person in your organization, so what you are thinking as an HR professional, you should have a better person. A lot of people believe that we talk about budgets, right? Paisa nahi hai, so right fit nahi mil payega. But that's not the case. So now I will give you examples of my current or past organization. So one of the stakeholders, I was with a company, a consulting organization, one of the big fours. And when we started seeing the data for that particular team, it used to be called as risk advisory services, which is internal audits. So people who are from financial backgrounds, CA, they understand what internal audit is all about. So what we have red flagged is the unconscious biasness. So the stakeholder, the partner who was heading that function, come from Rajasthan and especially from Udaipur. So we realized that the entire team, which is having around 40 odd consultants, 70-80% of them were from Udaipur as a city, right? So it's unconscious, it's not that purposefully that gentleman is hiding. But when we saw the data, and they were good performers, so it's not about they were qualified, they were fantastically performing. But what we realized is it was more of a Rajasthan advisory services rather than risk advisory services for the organization. So we spoken to him, right? And he also realized that yes, largely he's hiring people from similar kind of background and similar kind of city. So we have done a lot of diversification. We started putting him into campuses, and purposefully whenever we see someone from Udaipur or Rajasthan, we say that the interview will be done by some other panelist, not you. So that way you can find out that how data is important when you do the analysis. It's very important for the diversity perspective when you are hiring. I would say in RENÉE, recently if I talk about one of the interventions where we found out that we are a young organization and we will have sales pressure because we want to grow 1x, 2x every year. And if you see the RENÉE's journey, we started somewhere around 2019 and the full-fledged operation started somewhere around 2021. First year we achieved 30 crores, second year we achieved 100 crores, third year we achieved 200 crores, this year we will be touching 450 crores. So almost every year we are doubling up our revenues, and that too in a space where we are talking about beauty, color cosmetics, right? We have a vision that why not India should have a better beauty brand. If you talk about top 3, MAC, Maybelline, Lakmé, L'Oreal of the world, they are outside India, they are MNCs, right? So last 4 years, I would say we have grown a very good sales numbers and all. Now, obviously, when there is a sales pressure, there would be attrition also. Numbers सुनने में बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं कि wow, it's 1x, 2x, or it's talk about NPD or speed, which we want to bring new products. So it has pressure, right? So we realized that last 6 months we have done some bit of work into cross-functional working, because people are young, people have expectation, they want to understand what other functions are doing and they can collaborate. So we understood that we have people who are working in a cross-functional teams, the retention level of those employees is 40%. So we now started, or for this year, we are starting a program where we have a short-term secondments. There is always a lean period in each vertical of our organization, and we have that employee who is available. So better to utilize them into a different function, a cross-functional team. So now the second agenda, so out of which we realize that every function has a different skill set which is required. So now we are coming with a skill school. So this is very, very important for a younger organization to compete, and now compete is taking us seriously. That yes, Lakmes are copying our products, similar ditto. So we have achieved a lot in terms of doing business. Now it comes to managing our people, because these are crucial people, they have better exposure, and I know that any of RENÉE employee will get a good 30-40% hike in the market, right? So I believe that yes, people analytics play a role, and it plays a role in each and every vertical of HR function, may it be talent acquisition, may it be an onboarding experience. So we started 555, which is 555 feedbacks, right? So what? It's a pulse survey. A new joiner joins the organization, right? An HR person connect with them and understand how the person is feeling in terms of whether the KRA KPI, simple questions like whether the KRA KPIs, whether the person is getting enough support from their reporting managers, peers, and then start putting red flags and solve those issues. So I believe that all the aspects of HR as a function definitely needs people analytics, and it's workable. You can give a proper ROI to the organization. Gone are those days where you will always tell, "Isme time lagega." It requires a strategy. Organization. So this is my first experience with a young organization. All the organizations I have worked with at least has 35 years of legacy. So when I was joining them, I have also taken a calculated risk. How it will function, I don't know. Because startups के बारे में सुना बहुत है सोशल मीडिया से, but कभी काम नहीं किया. And I am amazed to see the founders give you that opportunity. गलती होगी कोई बात नहीं. You are the batsman, go and hit sixes. Out हो जाओगे कोई बात नहीं. We are sitting here. So they are taking risks because they know that they have to do innovation, they have to take care of speed, and you have to think out of the box. For that, definitely you need data, and all the aspects of HR, I would say, definitely has that edge, and we are, as an organization, as a function, we are delivering results for our organization where business is appreciating HR function.
Lovely. I think that's a very, very important takeaway, sir. When you say unconscious bias being brought out with data, not with an allegation from a human being, that's where I think you've been able to create a work culture which is so amazing. Thank you so much. Ma'am, coming to you, you have been working on the employee wellness aspect. Now when I talk about data, I talk about a harsh language. Okay, I have data with me, and see, this is what the data says. Do you think utilization of data and going away with intuition, or probably striking a right balance, can you take care of employee wellness and well-being alongside projecting the right kind of data set or their work efficiencies?
Absolutely, very pertinent question. Why do we think about employee wellness? अपने को करना है because we care for they are our extended family, they are our extended colleagues, we care for them. So that is the reason each organization takes up employee wellness as one of the top priority, and this is not an HR agenda. This is an agenda from the boardroom, from the top leadership. It comes from top to down. Now when we talk about employee wellness, we want to reach out to maximum people and give them the arm and length so that they have access to better well-being, to better physical well-being. And employee wellness is not only about your physical, it's about your mental, your social, even to certain criteria. You are also helping the employee and their family create a financial wealth for them, to guide them. So that is your financial wellness. So these are the top 4 things which we focus on. How did we get the insight? Obviously, data analysis, market trend, studies. We have big forums where these things are talked about. We all gather and we want to do best for all our employees or all our teammates. So that's how we dive into it. Now, in terms of employee wellness, जब आप कुछ करते हो employee के लिए, आपको उससे फीडबैक लेना है. कोई भी आप इनिशिएटिव करते हो, चाहे वो एम्प्लॉय वेलनेस हो, एंगेजमेंट हो, कुछ भी हो, परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट हो, टैलेंट एक्विजिशन हो, मतलब आप इंटरव्यू ले रहे हो, तो जब भी आप फीडबैक लेते हो, कभी कभी फीडबैक फिल्टर्ड होके आता है, तो हमको जब वो मिलता है अपने को पता है कि ये राइट सेट ऑफ फीडबैक नहीं मिला है, क्योंकि कुड बी टेक्निकल ग्लिच. आई एम नॉट डिस्क्लेमर, आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी, बट हो सकता है मेरा माइंड मुझे कुछ और बोल रहा है, मैं उसको कैप्चर कर रही हूँ डेटा में, कुछ और मुझे समझ में आ रहा है. एंड द थर्ड पर्सन via medium of the structured data or the unstructured data is inferring something else. So when you infer that, maybe the crux of the or the essence of the communication which is supposed to come from, say for example, a remote employee who is sitting in one of the very remote location of Madurai, and I am sitting in the head office at Ahmedabad. I don't know what actually went, but मेरे पास जो data आया हुआ है या and when I am analyzing it, I have a sense that it is not the correct thing. So I will reach out to the employee, take up feedback, or maybe have a conversation with the person, and then go and analyze the data. Now when I link this to employee wellness, so employee wellness से हमने एक इनिशिएटिव कर दिया है कि चलो आपके जो प्लान साइट है वहाँ पे 4 दिन हम लोग ये पिलाटेस करेंगे, 2 दिन योगा करेंगे, 1 दिन मैं आपको शाम को जुम्बा में we'll go out somewhere in a nice fancy studio and we'll do a zumba. But actually वो एम्प्लॉय को चाहिए कि नहीं? क्वेश्चन मार्क. अगर चाहिए होगा तो वेल एंड फाइन, मेरा टिक बॉक्स एक्टिविटी डन, आई एम सुपर हैप्पी, द एम्प्लॉय सुपर हैप्पी कि चलो मुझे कुछ फैंसी करने को मिला. अगर उसको नहीं चाहिए तो आप उस पर फोर्स नहीं कर सकते. सो माई ओनली मूड पॉइंट हियर इज, आप एम्प्लॉय वेलनेस करते हो क्योंकि आपने वेलनेस पे सवाल पूछा है, लेकिन आपको एक्चुअली एम्प्लॉय से कनेक्ट करके पूछना है कि आपको एक्चुअली चाहिए कि नहीं. अगर चाहिए तो हम करेंगे, अगर नहीं चाहिए तो वी विल reverse it, or we'll take a different medium in terms of employee wellness.
Perfect. So wellness pulse surveys could be very, very effective here also.
Yes, we can link that.
Yes, a perfect utilization of technology, understanding whether you want it or not. So I think wellness has also been linked. But do you have instances, ma'am, where you had the harsh discussion, this is the data, yes you do wellness, but end of the day, dhanda hai to banda hai. It's all about profitability. So how does it come across, how do you balance out when you're showing me the data and it shows that I'm a non-performer, you're investing on me, on my Zumba, on my fitness. Do you have instances of stories where when data put on your face has led to issues, or people absorb it well?
Yeah, so let's leave aside the fact that an employee is a performer, non-performer, average performer, rising star, not rising star, that's fine. Let's put. But what is the intention of the program? What is the intention of the organization to roll out these benefits? And it is not only Zumba or yoga or Pilates, it could be any medical form of assistance, any mental disorder which is very common nowadays, seeking out help in terms of therapy, even coaching for that matter, mentoring. These are all various aspects of wellness. So we roll it out to them. Now, we don't differentiate between employees कि चलो ये तो टॉप परफॉर्मर है, इसको तो अव्वल नंबर देना है, ये एवरेज परफॉर्मर है, इसको नहीं देना है. Only people we rule out as an organization where I have been practicing this is somebody who has done some unethical thing, and eventually somebody who has done that, they are not in part of the system anymore. But till the time they are in the system, we treat them with lot of love and respect. Now, I want to focus this and I want to say this, that when you talk about data, human element miss हो जाता है. We don't want to lose that essence. And again, this is one of the very, very चर्चित टॉपिक है. अभी कोई भी कहीं पे भी आप सुनोगे, YouTube खोल लोगे, Instagram खोल लोगे, कोई भी फोरम में जाओगे, कोई भी जॉब फेयर में जाओगे, ह्यूमन एलिमेंट कितनी ज़रूरी है. ह्यूमन एलिमेंट के like people are thinking that human element is getting lost, but that is not the case. We as an HR fraternity are cognizant of the fact, and we want to bring a good flavor of human element, humor, data, and make practices which are thriving, which is very beneficial, and which is innovative in nature, and which is fast forwarding. Like you can look up to the future. और अभी भी जो भी policies वगैरह as a policy maker हम लोग बनाते हैं, it is not for a temporary phase. We make it keeping in mind all the steps we follow is that ये future के लिए भी ये काम आएगा. That's my submission.
Thank Thank you so much, ma'am. That's important. Human beings will not be replaced by technology, and important takeaway, people. You got all the
Absolutely.
recruiters to prove to that. Thank you so much.
Human intelligence versus artificial intelligence, and always human intelligence will have an edge over artificial intelligence. I will back it up with data because this is a data analytics or a HR analytics session. So the data, I think 48 hours ago there was a news stating that ChatGPT, the most popular form of AI, makes mistake, and the percentage of mistake quoted by a very reputed forum is 60%. ChatGPT themselves or the particular portal has themselves acknowledged that हम लोग जो भी answers देते हैं उसमें there is an error of 60%. This is a 48 hours old news.
Very, very high. Very, very high. Thank you, ma'am. Jignesh sir, your insights on what happens when you project data to students. I'm sure everybody would be very, very curious to listen to this one.
I'll not go on that part. So, as Sundeep sir has rightly mentioned, see at Narayana Business School we have a policy of mentoring, and from the first day itself students are allotted mentors, and we all faculties and we make sure that student will be in touch with us. So as part of internship we have a practice that we will have a mock interview by the mentor, and same based upon which student will get some sort of guidance from placement cell and the mentor as well. Now where bias comes into picture, let me tell you, because that particular buddy is with mentor for like 6 months, 12 months time, so they will have kind of internal adjustment. So automatically bias comes into picture, and that is what practice we put into picture, that after that mock round interview by particular mentor, we call external HR from outside and we switch mentor. So like mentor will have students, those are mentees of someone else. So what will happen? Based upon the data which is already available with the current mentor, we can cross calculate. Both the mentee and mentor will have an advantage, that two-way filterization will happen, and that is where the subconscious bias could hamper students' progress, and kind of fictitious things which we somewhere down the line ignore, we could overcome it. So that is how, along with that, mentor's care always would be there for mentees, but at the same point of time, by using that analytics, we can make things somewhat more useful for them. And as madam was asking about success story, like when this analytics was not there in picture or artificial intelligence was not there so much, somewhere down the line 12 years before, like 2013, when I was collecting data for my own PhD journey, I met Ahmedabad's one of the biggest call centers VP, Vice President HR, and when we had a discussion after collecting data and everything, he gave his that visiting card, and it was mentioned MBA HR, MSc Operation Research. So I was because basically I am science student by background of BSc Mathematics, so Operation Research was of my keen area. So I simply asked that, sir, you are into HR domain for more than 25 years or something, and how come OR comes into picture? Because till the time I also had a thought that HR straight away goes from after commerce line and commerce or management, but he very rightly explained me that my MSc in Operation Research helped me a lot in making so many strategic decisions and reaching not for organizational but as well as individual progress. So at that time AI was not there. Even in social media we were taking very initial stages to take part into recruitment part. I'm talking about 2013. But at that time even numbers were helping him a great, and he used to bring wonderful results as sir has mentioned. So numbers are always with there along with HR, and it is helping us. The way you can use that matters most.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Takeaway which is very, very clear is data, statistics, numbers are helping us move away with the unconscious bias, and the fact that we do it using data, people are able to take it in the right stride. Sir, another very, very interesting thing that I'm sure the audience here is going to want, be very, very keen to understand your answer would be Gen Z entering the workforce in huge numbers. RENÉE being a very, very young organization. What data analytics and imprints do you have of Gen Z? And what corrections or what good things would you want to project to the audience that helps them in terms of either retaining what they are good at and correcting where they are not very good at?
So see, my question would be after interacting with Gen Zs, after having a lot of conversations in different organizations, I want to understand from the crowd, especially there are a lot of Gen Zs in the auditorium, that how this generation is different than other generations which came in past, whether it is millennials, such as your Gen Y, Gen X, or your baby boomers. How you are different?
Audience answers, please.
And this question I get it in every college. I was in one of the universities in Ahmedabad where it was a faculty induction program, and a lot of faculties asked how to judge with Gen Z. What is their expectations? So I want to understand all the Gen Zs sitting here, how you are different than other Gen Zs, because you have parents, you have siblings, you have cousins, so you interact with all the generations in your home, family, friends, or in corporate arena. How you are different? Maybe 2-3 people can answer this.
Please pass the mic.
So I think Gen Zs के पास जो number of opportunities है वो बहुत ज़्यादा compared to previous generation और जो उनको pamper करने वाले वो mentor करने वाले लोग बहुत ज़्यादा है. That's why उनको थोड़ा advantage मिलता है, edge मिलता है.
He's been very, very honest.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Thank you, Jairaj.
Hi, sir. So I would like to say how Gen Z today is different from the older generations. It's basically nowadays the major thing that we gain from our predecessors is information, and we have access to it whenever we want. So that makes us completely different from them because they don't have access to that much information. They need to ask to certain numbers about the information regarding certain things, and we just can Google it and use tools regarding that. So that gives an edge to everyone who uses it, that technology is in their hands and they can learn about certain things that provides not to them. That.
So what if I say with all the data interactions, my experience I have been through, that there is no difference between Gen Z and other generations. There is only one difference, that Gen Z is more vocal. Right? I will prove you right now. When it comes to workforce, what is the demands of Gen Z? One is flexibility. So flexibility Gen Y को भी चाहिए, Gen X को भी चाहिए, right? Because हम fast moving era में जी रहे हैं, right? Commuting लंबे हो गए हैं. So flexibility is a need. Only problem is Gen Zs are telling they are vocal enough and they are saying that we want flexibility, right? Gen Zs want that whenever they are given some tasks, it's not about work-life balance and all, it's about the purpose behind the work. So they want how the work tasks which are assigned by their managers are giving them impact, how it's impacting, right? For example, people analytics we are talking about, a lot of HR managers or stakeholders will talk about HR analytics, data, but पता ही नहीं है इस data का करना क्या है, right? Data बन गया presentation. So one more questions in corporate world, obviously आप लोग अभी जाओगे corporate में, but first to I would say roles where देयर आर टू फंक्शंस और लाइटर नोट, राइट? सो सीरियस नहीं होंगे हम इसके लिए. कॉर्पोरेट में दो फंक्शंस हैं जो बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन बनाते हैं. विच आर दोज टू फंक्शंस? Sales and marketing and HR. What is the difference between the sales and marketing presentation and the HR presentation? Okay. थोड़ा diplomatic है. So sometimes I believe we don't walk the talk kind of thing. हमारी presentations बहुत अच्छी होती है, but हम management को, promoters को या फिर CEO, CFOs को ये बताने में अक्षम हो जाते हैं कि भैया ये एग्जीक्यूट कैसे होगा, जहाँ सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग टीम ऑल्सो डू दी एग्जीक्यूशन, राइट? सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इट्स विटी, right? I'm in the function. I've seen last 15 years work with very senior leaders, younger people, mid-management people into consulting and all. But this is major difference when you talk about HR, and that's why अगर आप sales and marketing पे कोई joke मारोगे ना, वो accept नहीं करेगा, right? Because they take it very pride that we are the person जिसकी वजह से तुम्हारा घर चल रहा है, वो हर function को बोलते हैं. But same चीज HR खुश है, रंगोली बनाते हैं. मुझे नहीं आती रंगोली बनानी भाई, इतने साल हो गए, मैं सीख भी नहीं पाया, और नई एक्टिविटी मैंने करवाई है कभी, राइट? सो हम थोड़े से खुश हो जाते हैं हमारे ऊपर जो, चलो कोई तो अटेंशन दे रहा है. बिकॉज होगा क्या, जब तक ऑफर नहीं मिला, यू HR पर्सन विल ऑलवेज बी आस्क्ड कि भाई HR कहाँ है, HR कहाँ है. उसके बाद जितने डिफिकल्ट कन्वर्सेशन होने हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, वो सब HR से होना है. तो फिर आप वैसे ही बुरे हो जाओगे एम्प्लॉय के लिए कि भैया जो भी पॉलिसी बनानी है ये HR वाले ने किया है, किसी को निकालना है इसने किया है, अप्रेजल ठीक नहीं हुआ HR ने किया है. सो यू आर सराउंडेड विद लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिविटी, और एंड रिजल्ट क्या होता है कि हम खुद ही डिमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं. जबकि हमारे पास कोई फंक्शन नहीं है, तो आज मैं बैठ के ये नहीं बोल सकता कि मेरे लिए कौन सी ट्रॉफी डिज़ाइन की है कंपनी ने, मुझे डिज़ाइन करनी है, राइट? मेरा हाथ ऐसे है, ऐसे नहीं है. जो सिमिलरली सेल्स के साथ होता है, सेल्स जब कस्टमर से इंटरेक्ट करता है तो सबके अपने अपने रोल्स हैं. तो हमारे रोल्स के एडवांटेजेस भी हैं, डिसएडवांटेजेस भी हैं. तो कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग वो मिस कर जाते हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के अंदर, कॉर्पोरेट्स के अंदर. तो जेन ज़ी सिर्फ वोकल है, इतना ही डिफरेंस है. और जो लास्ट डेटा जितना भी मुझे प्रेजेंट हुआ है, सो HR में एक बहुत अच्छा इनोवेशन हुआ ऑन परफॉर्मेंस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम 7-8 years बैक. सो पहले आपको पता है जब मैंने करियर स्टार्ट किया था 2009 में, तो होता क्या था, देयर इज अ ईयर एंड अप्रेजल साइकिल, राइट? जो लार्जली हम सब कोरिलेट करते हैं इंक्रीमेंट्स को लेके. फीडबैक तो साइड हो गया, बिकॉज इंडिया में थोड़ा इजी नहीं है, तो बुक्स में पढ़ाया जा रहा होगा 360 डिग्री फीडबैक. आज भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, बड़े लेवल के ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस फेल हो रही हैं 360 डिग्री फीडबैक के लिए. और हर प्रमोटर को एक ज्ञान देना है HR को, 360 डिग्री फीडबैक कब शुरू होगा. तो पहले तो ये समझना होगा कि 360 डिग्री पीरियड हमारे कल्चर, हमारे इंडियन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, इट्स लाइक यू स्क्रैच माय बैक, आई विल स्क्रैच योर बैक. अच्छा सबका होगा, बट इसका मतलब ये तो है नहीं कि सारे फाइटर्स हैं ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में. इट कैन बी एडेड. सो व्हेन आई वाज विद EY, we used to have 360 degree feedback, then we have removed it, and then we again launched it for our manager, and that time we designed it in a way कि it's a developmental activity, इससे आपकी रेटिंग पे कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं होगा. then it got successful. बट अगर आप उसको रेटिंग से कन्वर्ट करना है तो पहले तो आप फीडबैक ले नहीं पाओगे, और उसके बाद होगा एंड रिजल्ट इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के अंदर. सो अंडरस्टैंड जो इनोवेशन मैं बोल रहा हूँ PMS के अंदर हुआ. तो हम लोग ईयर एंड करते थे, कुछ कंपनीज में मिड ईयर फीडबैक मैकेनिज्म होता था कि पीपल हु हैव अप्रैल टू मार्च का साइकिल, तो सितंबर में मिड ईयर हो गया. कुछ कंपनीज का जुलाई टू जून होता था, तो दे डू इट इन जनवरी. एंड देयर आर सम कंपनीज जो कैलेंडर ईयर फॉलो करते थे, वो भी जून में करते थे अपना मिड ईयर. एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट क्वार्टरली फीडबैक मैकेनिज्म, राइट? और अब जेन ज़ीज़ को क्या है, वो जैसे सर बता रहे थे कि परफॉर्मेंस हुई, उधर ही रेटिंग. सो दे नीड कंटिन्यूस फीडबैक. सो गॉन आर दोज डेज जहाँ आप उसके साथ क्वार्टर में या 6 महीने पे या साल भर में ज्वाइन बैठोगे फीडबैक देने के लिए. दे वांट डेली मंथली फीडबैक्स, राइट? एंड ऑल HRMS सॉफ्टवेयर हैव स्टार्टेड, दे हैव क्रिएटेड अ प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पर आप मंथली रिकॉर्डेड फीडबैक्स दे सकते हो आप. So that is an important innovation. किसकी वजह से हुआ? Gen Z की वजह से. Because हमारे में तो हिम्मत ही नहीं थी कि बॉस को जाके कैसे बोले, या हमें ये लगता था कि भाई 10% 12%. फैक्ट ऑफ द डे लॉट ऑफ इंडस्ट्री स्टिल वर्क 10% का स्टैंडर्ड. बिगर कंपनी जितना बड़ा ब्रांड होगा 3% 5%. तो आपको तो ये पता है किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाओ, बट पीपल ऑल्सो नो कि जब जॉब जंप करेंगे तो 50% मिलेगा, राइट? So I believe Gen Zs are more vocal, and there is a lot of data because of which you see there is a flexi or hybrid working style which started. Obviously COVID also one of the reasons, but at the same time it's also because of Gen Zs, because they are now the second highest workforce in the organization. Still millennials or Gen Y are the people who are leading it in organizations, but slowly gradually आपके बाद अल्फाज आएंगे और आप भी उनके लिए यही बात कर रहे होगे कि ये बहुत बदतमीज जनता है, राइट? और या फिर उन्हें लगेगा यार ये तो ऑर्थोडॉक्स है, ये तो बस हमारे जमाने में ऐसी बातें करते रहेंगे हमसे. सो दिस इज एन एरा ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, इट्स एन एरा ऑफ नॉलेज. सो आई बिलीव देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डेटा विच इज कमिंग अप, और इसकी वजह से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में देयर आर डिफरेंट पॉलिसीज विच हैज बीन क्रिएटेड. Yes, people are not talking. This is because of Gen Z's expectation. We are changing the workforce. So that's my take on Gen Z's. But it's same. हमको भी वही चाहिए जो आपको चाहिए, right?
तालियां बनती हैं इसके लिए. Thank you so much, sir, for those positive words. Gen Z has been able to bring in a change. A small question. Can I just take this as a takeaway that the frequency of increased performance appraisal cycles has helped you build in the business acumen in HR professionals, because you've been talking about building business mindset in HR. So once HR has a business mindset, there's a different world that you create at the workplace. So is data the only instrumental source which is helping you build this business pressure or business focus on HR professionals?
So first of all we need to understand business mindset क्या है, right? So simple things है, तीन चीजों में हर फंक्शन को विन करना है, चाहे वो HR हो, चाहे वो फाइनेंस हो, चाहे वो सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग हो. वो तीन कौन से एरियाज हैं जहाँ पर आपको विन करना है एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और एज एन HR प्रोफेशनल? वन इज द टैलेंट मार्केट, जो सारे HRs को पता है कि भैया हमें टैलेंट मार्केट में विन करना है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए. सेकेंड इज कस्टमर मार्केट, राइट? बिकॉज आज मैं जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में हूँ वहाँ पर कस्टमर इंटरेक्शन, 80% ऑफ माई पीपल आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद कस्टमर्स. इफ दे आर नॉट हैप्पी, दे आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, तो इमेजिन मेरा ब्रांड कहाँ जाएगा? सेल्स होगी, बिकॉज सेल्स के बाई प्रोडक्ट्स है मार्केटिंग एक्सपेंसेस, इन्फ्लुएंसर्स, योर प्रोडक्ट क्वालिटी. बट जैसे ही मेरा इंटरेक्शन का एम्प्लॉय सेटिस्फेक्शन लेवल ही लो है, तो फिर मैं कहाँ जाऊँगा एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, राइट? सो इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो ये दो मार्केट सबको पता है कि कस्टमर मार्केट. थर्ड, फॉर यंगर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लाइक अस, इन्वेस्टमेंट मार्केट. As an HR, I should understand what kinds of policy, processes, systems I should have, so that investors, so आप लोगों ने ESG का concept सुना होगा, right? All the investors who are coming to an organization to invest their money, they are also looking at ESG as a very important factor, and a lot of time in HR function plays an important role there, right? People talk about diversity, turnover ratio when they are investing in any organization. So I would say yes, data is definitely helping organization like us or a organization which is at the largest stage. It's only you have to, आपको पता है आप गोल्ड माइन के ऊपर बैठे हो, बट आपको पता होना चाहिए ना कि अब इसको खोदना है और गोल्ड निकालना है या फिर हीरा निकालना है, right? So data helps you that only.
Thank you so much, sir. Mekhola ma'am, you've got a very rich experience with SBI Life as well as Welspun One, multi-generational workforce. Okay, beyond Gen Z. So how has been your experience? How is it different? How has the working world changed? And how are Gen Z and others getting together at the workplace?
That's an excellent, phenomenal, I need to explain, and very good question. HR people on the house, are you there? Your attention is there? Yes. थोड़ा जोर से. Yes. I know it's 2 o'clock, lunch time है, but अभी we should able to wrap up in 10, 7, 15 minutes, okay? नहीं, जल्दी खत्म करेंगे. So I work with SBI Life Insurance, so it's a unique place जहाँ पे there's a confluence of lot of people who are above the age of 50, 50 to 58, अपना Indian law के हिसाब से 58 is the retirement age. So 50 to 58 हमारा maximum workforce हुआ करता था. उसके बाद जो आता था is your front end sales force, जिसको हम typically executive और associate बोलते थे. They are typically 18, 19 years of old, 1 और half a year of experience, जिसको हम फील्ड से उठाते थे, रॉ उठाते थे एंड पूरा भारतवर्ष में उसका रिक्रूटमेंट करते थे. तो मतलब उन दोनों का जो रेशियो होता था डेटा के हिसाब से 70-30% होता था. 30% अपना 50 के ऊपर का है, 70% कुल मिल जुला के आप एवरेज एज पकड़ लो 26 या 27. तो उन दोनों के बीच में तालमेल करवाना एचआर में बहुत सरदर्द होता था, बहुत सरदर्द. हम लोग सोचते करे कैसे करें, क्योंकि इतना कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होता था. एंड बाय द वे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रेजोल्यूशन और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मैनेजमेंट इज वन ऑफ द की KRAs of HR. People on the house here, I think 80% here are HR professionals, aspiring HR professionals. Yes, ma'am. The answer is not convincing at all. तो हम लोगों को वो टारगेट दिया जाता था कि you have to reduce the conflict, you have to ensure that there is no line of disparity or disagreement. तो वो करने के लिए अपने को बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव करना होता था. The key initiative which we used to do it and the organization still continues to do it is crisp communication, heart-to-heart communication, honest communication. That is something, and we used to propagate this agenda. We used to do lot of activities which included your road shows, needless to say town halls, speeches from the regional directors of that particular state or zone, because as life insurance or any other BFSI works is in terms of your zonal bifurcations. So हम लोग वो हमेशा करते थे. तो जो भी टाउन हॉल में इतनी सारी चीजें सॉल्व हो जाती थी ना, तो सपोज मेरा जोन नंबर 3 है, मेरे अंडर 700 लोग हैं, तो 700 में से हम सबको बुलाते थे, 500 लोग आ जाते थे. 500 लोग भी आ गया तो मेरा तो वाह वाह मजे हो गए. तो 500 लोगों में भी जितने भी गिले शिकवे, डाउट्स, क्लैरिटी जो भी होता था हम लोग ले लेते थे. एंड जो एड्रेस करने वाले थे, दैट वाज अ बैच ऑफ पीपल. वी यूज्ड टू डू अ सेग्रीगेशन, हेल्प ऑफ डेटा और सेगमेंटेशन कि चलो एज ग्रुप ऑफ 20 to 30, these people will be there to address the query. 30 to 40 इतने लोग रहेंगे, 40 to 50 इतने लोग रहेंगे, 50 and above जो भी till 58 के जितने भी लोग उतने लोग रहेंगे. ऐसे हम लोग जोन बना के कम्युनिकेट करके उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते थे, प्लानिंग करते थे ऑब्वियसली, उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते थे एंड यूज्ड टू एंश्योर कि टाउन हॉल तो हो गया, चलो 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटे का टाउन हॉल हो गया. उसके बाद टाउन हॉल का जो वही क्वेरीज है, वी यूज्ड टू एंश्योर द HR टीम अलोंग विद द फैबुलस एम्प्लॉय ब्रांडिंग टीम यूज्ड टू एंश्योर कि सारे क्वेरीज क्लोज हो. हम लोग का एक टैग होता था, सो वो टैग के हिसाब से क्लोज हो, ताकि लोगों को लगे कि चलो मैं टाउन हॉल में आ तो गया, मेरा ये क्वेरी था, मेरा ये दिक्कत थी, मेरी ये अड़चन थी, वो मैंने कर तो लिया और मुझे रिस्पॉन्स भी आ गया 72 आवर्स में या जो भी 48 आवर्स में, जैसा जहाँ पे जो भी लोकेशन होता था रीच के हिसाब से. छोटी छोटी चीजें हम लोग सॉल्व करते थे और अभी भी करते हैं. एक रिमोट में चलो मेरा पुराना वाला एग्जांपल, मदुरई में मेरा एक ब्रांच है, वहाँ पे चाय नहीं मिलती है. वो बंदा है नॉर्थ इंडियन, चलो मैं थोड़ा सब कॉन्टिनेंट का फ्लेवर भी ले लेती हूँ. बनता है नॉर्थ इंडियन, उसको ट्रांसफर कर दिया मदुरई, तमिल स्पीकिंग लैंग्वेज में जोन में, उसको बेचारा तो आता नहीं है. साउथ में मिलता है कॉफी, उसको पसंद है मसाला चाय, उसको वो फ्लेवर मिलता नहीं. तो ये छोटा सा एक क्वेरी था. आई और माई टीम मेंबर सॉल्व इट. ठीक है, आपको वो जगह पे आपको कॉफी नहीं चाहिए, आपको चाय चाहिए, तो वो मैंने केटर किया. इट हेल्प मी रिड्यूस द एट्रिशन. So that is like, this is how you do small things. And ये जो छोटी acts of kindness, जो baby steps हम लोग लेते हैं, it helps in talent retention. And it is not written, jargons नहीं है इसका, लेकिन ये चीज़ आप करते हो, employees को दिल को छूना, उसके प्रॉब्लम को समझना, उस पर रिएक्ट करना. बहुत लोग समझ के घर जाके सो जाते हैं. वो जो कंप्लेन बॉक्स है, फीडबैक बॉक्स है, बंद करके सो जाते हैं. उस पर एक्चुअली अगर आप अमल करते हो, उसमें आपका ROI आता है, उसमें आपका टैलेंट रिटेंशन आता है. मैं और एक I was reading a article वहाँ पे I heard there was a very popular chain of hospitals and there was I will give you a case study rather. It will be helpful for all the people. So they were undergoing a lot of attrition. So चलो वो लोग ने बिग फोर से ऑडिटर्स को बुलाया कि चलो क्या हो रहा है, मेरा इतना attrition हो रहा है, तो I am losing on talent. My business is suffering. My key doctors, because it's a hospital chain, my key doctors are moving away. I am not getting specialist doctors to treat my patient. So we have to do something. तो उन्होंने एक भी बिग फोर को बुला के ऑडिट बिठाया. So the auditors did an excellent, fantastic job. I must recommend that. They found out that the hospital में जो खाना देते थे, that was a North Indian style khana. Okay? And 90% of the people working in the hospital were from South. To segment it, from Kerala. They were not enjoying the food.
Ma'am, you are reminding them of food.
Exactly. That is my purpose, so that we wrap up early and they will thank me. So, food was a problem. They had written multiple feedback to HR, admin, फलाना ढमकाना, कुछ हुआ नहीं. तो इसलिए people वैसे चलो उन लोगों को कभी भी बाहर job मिलता था तो they used to go. So the auditor came in and they brought into notice. And it was a dedicated study which they had done. They changed the food in the canteen. Within 90 days of doing this, the attrition which was X number of person which was the higher side reduced to X number of person which was on the lower side. मतलब they can't curb attrition fully, but this small act of gesturance is a small thing. They had seen double-digit reduction in attrition. I am not quoting the number because this is a business study published somewhere. So that is how these things help, and it goes a long way.
Yes,
and even whatever trends.
छोटी-छोटी चीजें हमेशा छोटी नहीं होती. Sahil sir will agree. The happiness quotient that you bring in, it all starts from the stomach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so wonderful. I'm sure with data and technology in place, more of pulse surveys, we will not have to wait for the consultants to give this feedback to us. So that's a very good, takeaway from there. Keeping the time in mind, I'm going to quickly put the last set of questions to all of you. Is there a threat to privacy? With so much of data being available, privacy and biases, do you see those indications in the organizations? Is there a threat or not? Have you felt it or not? The same question to all three of you.
Okay, the mic is in my hand and end with that.
Please.
Yeah, ethical biases is there. I'll keep it very short. There is a threat because your privacy is getting invaded and there are a lot of instances which you get reported every now and then. But having said that, not only the Indian government, the global other governments are also coming up with strict laws which keeps on evolving, because as and when technology evolves, your laws, your rules to curb, mitigate risk will also evolve. So as
the DPDP Act still is in place, we are still far away in terms of in India.
Because the latest AI revolution which has revolutionized or which has come to our lives in such a manner, the government is also coping up in terms of making these policies, and it will evolve because it's how anything has been new, invented new. People have to take it in their own lives and use it, and then that's how you will come out with studies that okay, this needs to be done. While having said that, it is being done parallelly now, but we are cognizant of the fact it is not done at a rapid pace. The pace at which the technology is invading our lives.
HR is the custodian of the data, so HR is taking care of the data. Can that be taken as a key takeaway and still there could be a threat?
No. So depends on the organization policy, and that is my answer. Whenever we take sensitive data, PII, we are aware that we are dealing with sensitive information, and all organization which has a mature mindset will handle data properly. We will not put the data at risk, and there are various things. We have risk mitigation advisory committees. All the organizations are coming up with these frameworks to help curb the reduction of misuse of data, which HR is a student. Why
We are in
only
safe hands.
we are in safe hands? But why only HR data? Even as an organization, I cater to my customers, whether it's B2B or B2C. Even the sales and marketing, or even the other procurement team, or even the finance and accounts team is also vulnerable to the data attack. So everybody is cognizant, and it's very organizational perspective से आप देखोगे तो जो भी वो लोग करते हैं वो लोग ये privacy सबसे ज़्यादा important है और हम उसको adhere करते हैं. जैसे if there is a breach, I will not name any organization. There were a couple of breaches which has been reported in the media. The government, the competent authority has taken strict action against. So you are in safe hand. The customer, your internal stakeholder, your external stakeholder, they are in safe hand in spite of the data revolution.
Sundeep sir, your take, any experiences?
So I would say yes, there are two kind of risks. One is obviously you are using technology. There is a third party vendor softwares. Now you can mitigate the risks, right? So आप जब evaluation of softwares करते हो तो you check where your data is getting stored, how the company, the HRMS or any kind of organization from which you are using the platform, उनके systems कैसे हैं data security के मामले में. But very important and which is very people oriented, I would say, it's the surveillance का issue है, right? For example, in BMS, if you ask a data कि आप अपने area of improvement बताओ, we need it for your training and development. Maybe employee will hesitate and see कि भैया अगर मैं अपने बारे में लिखूँगा गलत या areas of improvement में manager कैसे लेगा मुझे, right? When we do all these pulse surveys, so what happens is there are a lot of questions like there is an open and two-way communication, right? So it's a role of an HR professional because business में जैसे ही कुछ negative आएगा, कुछ red flag आएगा, people will start asking you, can you give me the names? No, can you give me the list of names? So we were having a town hall. I will just share this experience and we will close. So town hall we were aware of. We were delayed. We have delayed our PMS cycle and we were not at time. So few of the stakeholders said, नहीं हम लोग को Slido चाहिए. Slido is a software where openly you can ask questions, right? And it has an option कि आप anonymous मांगो या फिर आप अपना नाम reveal करो. So as in HR we already know that okay यार floor पे ये थोड़ा सा negativity है कि appraisals time पे नहीं हुए and all. So ये थोड़ा dicey हो जाएगा. पहले तो Slido को open town hall में and it was almost 6,000 people who were attending that town hall. But still the stakeholders, the HR head, the directors, everyone felt oh it's an open thing, let people say. So we realized ठीक है करते हैं. But then we convinced them कि at least इसको आप open कर दो, employee should reveal who is asking questions. But management said no, this is not right, it should be anonymous. ठीक है, then it should be anonymous. Anonymous हुआ, but questions तो आने थे, which obviously people who were sitting on dais not liked it, and they came to us and they said, मुझे नाम चाहिए. किसने लिखा? मैं बोला सर निकाल दो पर नाम नहीं मिलेंगे क्योंकि मुझे पता है या तो वो निकलेगा काम हमारा ही बढ़ेगा. So you have to be very you are collecting pulse surveys. You can generally बहुत टाइम पे HRs भी इतने मासूम होते हैं ना. 4 जन की टीम है और उसमें उन्होंने लेवल वाइज सारा डेटा बनाया हुआ है और वही बता देते हैं कि अच्छा 4 लोग हैं सर आपकी टीम में, ये मैनेजर ने दिया है तो उसको वैसे भी पता चल जाता है. So you have to be smart enough when you are collecting these kind of surveys. You have to take a written agreement from your founders, from your CEO. ये डेटा नहीं मिलेगा, आपको नंबर मिलेगा, आप बताओ क्या करना है हमें. बट अगर आप मुझे पूछोगे इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे who has written what, ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. So recently at RENÉE we also done, January is the time generally we do some surveys like percometer, so that next year AOP के अंदर we understand what people want and accordingly we can put a lot of budgets and everything. And similarly, we also have RENÉE Exceptional Experience Survey, which is more of an engagement survey. So my CEO came to me after seeing the results, and couple of departments were having a negative result score. So बड़े politely उसने बोला, अरे मैं देख सकता हूँ क्या किसने भेजे ये डेटा, किसने भरा ये डेटा? मैं बोला सॉरी सर ये तो मुझे भी नहीं पता क्योंकि ये तो पीछे का एल्गोरिथम है, हमें पता ही नहीं. जबकि we were aware of, because कितना भी अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर ले आओ आपको पता होता है कि डेटा भरा किसने. So I think surveillance issue वो आपके हाथ में है. और आपको कभी भी राइट फीडबैक नहीं मिलेगा। आप सर्वे रन कर करके थक जाओगे, आप गैलर्स को बुलाओगे, आप कोई भी एक्सटर्नल एजेंसीज को बुलाओगे, रिजल्ट इज zero. So sometimes it becomes a checklist kind of activity. Every HR professional will be doing it, but impact नहीं होगा. So surveillance issue is there. Yes, data security threat है, and now when we say people analytics, so we also get a lot of sales data, maybe store wise, your e-commerce channel wise. So you have to be very, very sure that how many people will get that data within the HR function. It can't be that everyone who is working in HR function will have that data, right? So you have to see those kind of some data securities where people can't transfer into your emails or any drives or in pen drives. So those things you have to implement. There is a risk, but I think that's what your role is, right? You collect data and then you also make sure कि अच्छा ये इससे कुछ negative impact नहीं होगा. So that's my take.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure all the HR experts sitting there would have been instrumental. Dinesh sir, we end with last takeaway from you, and then probably we can take one or two questions from the audience. I'm sure everybody is hungry. We will close it. Okay, Dinesh sir, any take on that? Else we close.
About this privacy issue.
Yes. What's your take on it, sir?
As far as academics is concerned, being in academia, we don't face this privacy concern. Over the on a lighter note, the other part is sometimes we need to get fill data on the behalf of students because they tend to forget. And at the time of report submission, direct control C control भी होता है ना, roll number भी किसी और का, नाम भी किसी और का होता है. So we don't have even privacy case, but yes, as a mentor, on a genuine note, we keep track a record that what kind of problems our students are facing, and we make sure that we don't discuss these things in classrooms, and we try to deal with student on individual basis, and we our student do understand that mentor will take care of that thing. So that is how we manage. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Vishal sir. I'll pass it on to you, but I honestly want to thank the three panelists. Great insights have come out of the discussion. I would have personally let it go on for another hour. I'm sure people are going to kill me for that. Thank you so much for being a great audience, people. Thanks a lot. Thank you. This conversation was amazing. There is so much to become.
Now, I would like to invite Harjeet sir, IIRF board member, and Kshatriya sir, director, IIRF, to present a Best Brand Award to Mr. Amit Gupta sir and Narayana Business School in recognition of academic performance in the field of sustainable education through data analysis and recommendation from board of IIRF Ranking Framework Committee. Sir, please come on stage. Can we have a big round of applause? Thank you.
Sir, please. I will take only 10 seconds. It was a surprise for me. Thank you, sir. thank you for this. So technically, in 2 days, 2 awards. Day before yesterday, I was in Mumbai. So there we received the Economic Times Best Education Brand of India. And today we saw. Thank you. Sir, please take it.
Thank you, Amit sir. And thank you all of you young brigade. आपने इतना अच्छा मतलब वंडरफुल सेशन ऑर्गेनाइज किया. इस सेशन के लिए मैं सर को धन्यवाद नहीं दूंगा बिकॉज उन्होंने पहले कहा कि उन्होंने ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं किया, ये आप लोगों ने ऑर्गेनाइज किया, राइट. इन माय फर्स्ट जॉब what I learned the most precious experience, love your product and that product will give you bread and butter, right. ये आप चाहे स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट कीजिए अपना, चाहे आप जॉब कीजिए, ऑलवेज लव योर प्रोडक्ट मीन्स आपकी जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जो भी आपको सर्विस मिलता है, सर्विस प्रोडक्ट में सर्विस भी आ सकता है. तो मेरे प्रीवियस 2 पैनलिस्ट ने और जो स्पीकर्स हैं उन्होंने तो अपने अपने लिंक्डइन फॉलो करवा लिए. तो मैं भी चाहता हूँ कि मेरे भी प्रोडक्ट के बारे में मैं भी कुछ बोलूँ बिकॉज आई लव माई EPL. IRF में तो बोर्ड ऑफ मेंबर डिसाइड करता है. आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो लिंक्डइन पे हैं? सारे. वंडरफुल. क्यों है? नेटवर्किंग. और एनी मोर आंसर्स? केवल नेटवर्किंग? ठीक है, वैसे आंसर तो बहुत सारे हैं, बट मैं एक छोटा सा अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताना चाहता हूँ. बहुत लोग ऐसे हैं जो जैसे करियर के लिए बहुत कॉन्शियस है. तो करियर के लिए जब कॉन्शियस रहते हैं तो हमें क्या है, दूसरों का करियर देख के भी हम अपने करियर को शेप करते हैं. तो LinkedIn is the only platform where you can shape your career watching or looking the others legends career, कि उन्होंने अपने करियर को कैसे कैसे ऊपर किया हुआ है, वो कितने इतने सक्सेसफुल है. तो IRF का जो LinkedIn पेज है, इसीलिए मैं आपको फॉलो करने का बोलूँगा, क्योंकि IRF has started profiling of legends in our industry academia, right? अभी हमने जो है प्रोफाइलिंग स्टार्ट किया है कि कभी भी आप किसी भी लीजेंड को देखते हैं, उन्होंने क्या कोर्सेज किए, क्या उनका एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड रहा, क्या उन्होंने कैसे किया, उनको देख के आप फॉलो कर सकते हैं. और हमने जो प्रोफाइलिंग स्टार्ट की है, वी गॉट अ वेरी ट्रेमेंडस रिस्पॉन्स. एक प्रोफाइल में भी किसी भी 500 से नीचे लाइक्स विदिन 24 आवर्स नहीं मिलेंगे. आप आज ही जाकर के IRF को फॉलो कीजिएगा और वे देखिएगा. हो सकता है आप में से भी किसी लीजेंड का, जैसे HR प्रोफेशनल्स हो गए, एकेडमिशियंस हो गए, हम उनके ऊपर जो है रिसर्च करते हैं. एंड दिस रिसर्च इज नॉट डन बाय सिंगल पर्सन. वी हैव 4 to 5 रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स हमारी टीम में है. वो लगभग 15 to 20 डेज उनके पूरी डिटेलिंग में रिसर्च करते हैं. ये रिसर्च करके जितना, सपोज अगर मैं आपके स्पीकर्स की बात करूं, तो जितना आपने इनको जाना होगा, जब हमने
That's what Harjeet and I were just talking here while you were giving the vote of thanks. To say one thing is, we didn't hear too much of chatter, right? Generally, when it's lunchtime, it's boring. People can, attention spans are depleting. I think this goes back to culture, right? If there's someone here and they're sharing something, even though there are distractions, even though you're hungry, even though the AC is or it's hot or whatever may be the reason, you are there, right? Not just physically, but even otherwise. I think that's one. Second, without taking too much time, because all of us are hungry, I think the manner in which you guys engaged with all of us was phenomenal. So therefore, we thought we must come up and we must applaud each one of you. So thank you so much for having all of us.
गरबा नहीं होगा लैंड ऑफ अहमदाबाद हेलो